Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the first match of the year for the Wallabies, the French side. The first time they are going to be playing since the Six Nations. I always mess up my intros on these live streams because I absolutely love these international games that we are going to be having in July. If you do enjoy this live stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I see we've got a lot of people here already. I appreciate you all being here for this matchup. I started a poll as well to see who is going to be winning this match. And at this stage, 67% have said that it is going to be the Wallabies. So we will have to wait and see if that is the case. But they have got a strong lineup here, the Wallabies. The French side, they have got a few kind of inexperienced players, I guess you could say, because of their key players kind of missing in this situation. But they have got a lot of talent in those young players. And I am looking forward to seeing what way this match is going to go. But yeah, do let me know your score predictions in the chat as well. I see that we've got 29-20 to the Wallabies. We've also got Tesla. We have got Marco Vonapol Bear, AJ Smithy Toilet, Morecake, all tuning into this live stream. And yeah, we are probably around 15 to 20 minutes away from kickoff. So I am very excited to see how this match is going to be going between these two sides. I will be showing the starting lineups and the reserves for both of these sides. We will start with the Wallabies. Now, looking through the starting lineup, James Slipper, he has had 100 caps to his name. That is almost more, I believe, than the whole French side that they are going to be playing in this one. Alan Alato, a very experienced man as well. Paying Amosa, not so much experience, but very decent Super Rugby Trans-Tasman for the Reds. Then you've got the returning Matt Phillip at 4. Lucan Salakai-Lotto claiming a lot of lineouts throughout Trans-Tasman for the Reds. Also, quite a few Reds players sneaking their way into this lineup along the way and also on the bench. Then at 6, a man who I'm excited to see in action, Rob Valentini, runs hard with the ball, dangerous when it comes to making those meters. Michael Hooper at 7, returning from Japan. He is going to be captaining the side in this one with Harry Wilson. Also fantastic with ball in hand is going to be at number 8. Jake Gordon, probably one of the standouts for the Waratahs this season. They had a little bit of a struggle overall with, of course, not being able to win a game, but overall, a very talented player. And with the injury of Nick White, he has been given the nod to start this one. Noel Alessio at 10. I feel like that's a position that some people are possibly a little bit worried about. James O'Connor injured at the moment, so Alessio is going to get to take responsibility there, but he's going to have the likes of Dante running straight at him throughout this whole match, so he's going to have his hands full. Marika Korompeti is going to be at number 11 with Tom Wright out on the other wing, and they are both very good with ball in hand. Matt Tamua and Hunter Paisami in the midfield. A lot of talent there. And then Tom Baggs, a man who makes a lot of meters for his side throughout Trans-Tasman for the Brumbies. He will be open to do the same in this game as well. We will quickly look at the chat as well. France are predictably unpredictable, says Jefferson. And that's the thing. They've got a lot of young players in that side. So probably not that much footage, I guess you could say, in terms of the fact that, like, it's not like a James Slipper who's been around for 100 games that you kind of can get a lot of information on. And like you say, predict what they're going to be doing. Like Louis Carbonell in that number 10 jersey, he has been known to throw a few tricks in the works just to try and see if he can throw off his opponents. And we have how's it, Kiwi Lad? Been up since 3 a.m. watching NBA finals and now for Ruggers time as well, says Carl Peterson. So thank you very much for tuning in as well, mate. We have got, I didn't even know that there was a game tonight, says Paulie Bear. I don't think many people did for this game between the Wallabies and France. I think it's one of those ones that people were expecting it to be the weekend, but I think their next game is actually going to be on Tuesday next week as well. And we have got, I didn't even know, I read that one, and we have got Noel Alessio and Matt Tamoa. Better be wary of the French number 12 because he will be running hard at them all night. Yeah, exactly. Dante, a very strong ball runner, very strong individual, got a huge amount of size to him. Hunter Paisami, I feel like we'll try and take him on, but that might not go so well for the man in the number 13 jersey for the Wallabies. We've also got Yo from Charles. Also, yep, they are losing to Scotland was quite unpredictable as well. It says Smithy Toilet, How's it, Amish, and Kieran 38, just 18 to the Wallabies is my score prediction. Where's George? He is at his house. I think he is going to be watching this game possibly, but we will have to wait and see there whether or not. I was hoping to have him on for a post-match review or something along those lines, but I'm not sure whether he is watching the full game. We've also got Hey from Uncle Bill's and also Springbok game and British and Irish Lions against the Bulls might be cancelled. I see that the British and Irish Lions and Bulls game has been postponed at this stage. I'm not sure about the Springbok Georgia game. I think they were going to be making a decision sometime soon. I think it was going to be the morning in South Africa, which could be anytime soon. Near that front row of France's huge Baptiste Gru at 6'5" as well. So he is a very solid individual. And speaking of that front row of France, we will be having a quick look at them now. Now, I will say some of these younger players I'm not too familiar with, but they have still got a very talented side here, France. Like you mentioned, Baptiste Grew, also Barlow in the front row with Demba Bamba at number 3. Then you have got Gerasi Taufafanua, I feel will be a decent player to go to in that line-out for France. But then in the loose forwards, they've got Cretin, Geelong, and also Makalou. So I am looking forward, I should say, to seeing those guys in action. Anthony Geelong is going to be the captain for this one. Both sevens are captains. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. At this stage, they are showing Harry Wilson on the field wearing that new Cadbury kit. Of course, the sponsor for the Wallabies here. And we have also got there Kuyu at number 9. Louis Carbonell, like we mentioned a little bit earlier, he is a very solid goal kicker and also has a little bit of an unorthodox streak to him, that might be able to throw off the Wallabies. Then we have also got Villiers, Dante, Vonson, also Pernod, and Jaminet is going to make up the rest of that backline. So still very solid from the French side. And I feel like it's going to be the centre combo alongside maybe going out to Pernod could be quite an interesting matchup for the Wallabies defence, and we will have to wait and see how it goes. But quickly, before we read off the reserves, we will have another quick look at the chat. I have to say thank you all very much for tuning in so early. We are still sitting around 10 to 15 minutes away from kickoff, but we have got plenty of information that we can talk about. They're showing Jake Gordon and the way that he played for the Waratahs. It is awesome to see him in that starting lineup. We've also got High from Lyle, and also wouldn't be surprised if tests are cancelled, to be honest. As well, says Marco Vonapolabia. Yeah, they're in an awkward situation at the moment, because the more that the cases ramp up, the more that it's just going to keep on getting rescheduled. So we will have to wait and see whether those games are going to be able to take place. We've also got in there France getting overhyped by North, decided to field a B team acting like they're the All Blacks as well, says Smithy Tolley. And also, where's the money? As well, says NZ Guy, where's the money? I'm not too sure where the money is in that regard. I'm not too sure what money we're talking about. We've also got in there as well, how come, says Zane, and that was for Carl Peterson. I believe that the COVID cases are really ramping up for a few of those sides at the moment. I think the Springboks in their camp, as well as the coaching staff, they're sitting at about 10, and I think the Bulls may be a little bit similar in that regard. Used to live streaming the Sharks versus British and Irish Lions later today. It is going to be a 5 a.m. kickoff here in New Zealand, but I am going to be staying up for it. Should be a very good, entertaining matchup to be able to watch as well. And we have also got in there, how come, says Zane, and Morecake has got a few of the gorilla emojis. But nonetheless, looking at the benches now for these two sides, I feel like late in this match, we will really get to see an impact from both of these benches. You have got Lachlan Lonergan, a player who played extremely well for the Brumbies, working his way into this Wallabies bench. We've also got Angus Bell, and he is a very dangerous loose head prop. He runs it like he's a loose forward, got the pace of the back, the strength for the front row, and he will be dangerous. And alongside him, Taniela Tupou. Those two men to have off the bench is going to be very awesome to see for the Wallabies. Then you got Darcy Swain, has been playing well throughout Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, getting an opportunity here. Also, Izzy Naisarani, Tate McDermott has been playing well for the Reds, so he is going to be the replacement number 9 option for the Wallabies here. Then Len Ikatel, and then Andrew Callaway. Andrew Callaway, I feel like, is a player that not too many people are probably talking about, but I feel like they should be, because he had a very good game for the Rebels. It was the last game of Super Rugby Trans-Tasman for the Rebels, and it was that game that they played up against the Crusaders, and he made a couple try-saving tackles, which in the end, I guess you could say, kind of play factor to why the Crusaders were missing out on that final. He had a fantastic tackle on Will Jordan, and it was just a very good one indeed. Then for the French side, not a lot of experience on that bench with Itria Walker, also with Falatia, then Van Verberg, Persanti. I struggle with some of these names, I'll be honest. Cameron Walkie, I can say, though. And then you've also got Teddy Erobaron, and also Anthony Bouthier is going to be closing out that French bench. So it will be one of those ones. I feel like maybe the Wallabies, in terms of those forwards, would have the slight advantage, but then maybe, they've gone with this 6-2 split for the French side here, with only really Bouthier as your backup option in terms of that backline. So they want to make sure that injuries don't play a factor in this game, because we have seen so far that injuries can really shape a season/game as well. No streams for England versus USA. And you are watching this old fella from American Stream. I really wanted to, but then I ended up at the stage of, I can't remember what day it ended up being on, but I ended up kind of ending up almost falling asleep during the game. Not because it wasn't an entertaining game, but just because about half an hour beforehand, I realized how little sleep I got in those days leading up to it. So I was pretty knackered at that stage. We've also got in there as well, can we see the Wallabies team as well, says Lyle. We'll put that back up for you, mate, so that you can see exactly who they are going to have out on Zavelle. When is the kickoff New Zealand time? We are sitting 10 minutes away from when it is scheduled to kick off. But sometimes in these Australian games, they end up being just that little bit later. So we might have to wait and see a little bit whether or not that will be the case. But we've still got the national anthems of Australia and France. It is being played at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. Had to be rescheduled, or sorry, located in this matchup because of a few cases popping up in Australia as well. And Bumba wouldn't dare run it at Tongan 4. I'm excited to see if he does in that one. And also, once the game starts, says NZ guy, we are sitting around 10 minutes away. Long night ahead of you, bro. Says Paulie B. It is indeed. It's one of those ones you'll do this game, and then you've got about 5 hours to wait until you see the British and Irish Lions. So it's just one of those ones that it's a long night, but hopefully it will be worth it, and we get to see some very good rugby on the cards as well. Ahir Folau making a return to Union. Yeah, he signed with some top league team, I believe, if I'm not wrong, which is going to be an interesting one to see how he goes over there in Japan as well. These two teams have been known to have the old punch-up over the years, absolute bloodbaths, but never underestimate the Frogs. That French flair is famous as well. Yeah, that's the thing. They can put on a good performance. I think the last time these two sides played, the Wallabies actually won away from home over there in France. So it's one of those ones they'll be wanting to get that win back. It is a series, 3 matches. So all you need is 2. So they will be hoping that they can do that too. Brother, no power for the next month. Spent the monies as well, says Marco for the polar bear as well. Hopefully you're stocked up on Red Bulls, Kiwi Lad, says Tesla. And that's the thing. Believe it or not, I've never actually drunk a Red Bull, which I feel like is kind of strange. Like the most energy drink that I've had, I guess if you're considering like hard energy drinks, is like a Powerade, which I feel like isn't that impressive at all. I may stay up till 3 a.m. as well. Says more cake to see the game. And also we've got Wes Dupont and Jalibert as well. I'm not too sure. I think it is the factor that maybe some of those players from the top league, or not, sorry, the top league, the top 14 weren't quite able to get back in time. Of course, Toulouse making it to the final for Dupont. And also they're missing the likes of Intermac as well, and Charles Olivon. So they're missing quite a few of their big players for this tour of Australia. But I think it is something to do with the travel side of it that they haven't quite been able to get them all over. And we've also got kickoff is at 11 o'clock UK time as well, which will be 10 p.m. New Zealand time. And we have got hi from Nathan as well. And we have also got in the chat, maybe Resta says Gregor Galway and take a nap after this Kiwi lad. Sorry, lol as well. And that Rio Gamer, geez, what a loose guy, $300 donos. I thought 150 was ridiculous. Tell you what, I did too, mate. Like I didn't think you could donate more than $50 on YouTube, which is why I got so thrown off when those numbers were coming in for that live stream between the Māori All Blacks and Manu Samoa. I don't think we'll ever see numbers like that again, but I feel like that's probably a good thing because you guys won't end up going bankrupt from it. But nonetheless, at this stage, we are just waiting for this game to get kicked off, only around maybe 7 to maybe 15 minutes away because they are still talking in the Stan Sport booth at the moment. But I am showing the French side once again. They're having a little chat to Dave Rennie just outside of the changing room of the Wallabies. They look ready to get out there with the Cadbury kit as well. Good sponsor to have. We do love a bit of Cadbury, definitely around Easter time. Dave Rennie is on the screen at the moment. He can't hear them, unfortunately for them. So that interview isn't going to be taking place. They just mentioned that they've got incredibly exclusive access. And then Dave Rennie wasn't able to talk to him because he couldn't hear them. So that is rather unfortunate in that regard. But nonetheless, this is the bench as well. And I am looking forward to seeing what Lachlan Lonergan can do. He was one of those players that got thrown in to that game up against, I believe it was the Western Force of the Reds when the Brumbies were playing in Super Rugby Trans Tasman, and he just stood above the rest of those forwards, which is why he's getting an opportunity. Rob Valentini as well, he will be running hard with the ball every day of the week because you know that when he has got that ball in hand, you're making meters, you're getting momentum, and you are turning it into possibly points for your side as well. And we have got, yeah, mate, my missus is yet to read my bank account. I'm just going to get in trouble when she reads that. I don't know what to say when she hits the roof as well. Orlin, we're very, very lucky to pip the Japanese as well, says Marco Vanapola. Yeah, that was a close game. 39-31, I think it was in the end, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, hopefully your wife doesn't read that bank account number because I was worried after that other one, when we hadn't heard from you for like a day or two, I was worried that she might have banned you from these live streams purely because of the fact that you end up possibly throwing the dollars around. We have also got in there someone get a call from the bank as well, or someone getting a call from the bank. But you're looking at this bench for the Wallabies and also for these France players as well, Les Bleus. It's going to be a very exciting matchup to watch, and we are only sitting a few moments away from the kickoff. They're not out on the field yet. We've still got national anthems, but we still have plenty to talk about when it comes to these two sides. And I am overly hyped for this match as well. James Ryan proving why he isn't up to the line standard. Warren Gatlin made the right call to not call up James Ryan as well. 39-31 it was, as well, says Gregor Callaway. And yeah, it was one of those games that in the second half, it just kept on going backwards and forwards, and it was very hard to predict who was going to be winning. But in this one, in the prediction, 53 votes on that poll, and the Wallabies, 74%, you guys have said are going to be winning this game. So it's a high number at this stage, but we will have to wait and see whether or not that is going to be the case heading further forward into this live stream as well. But we're also sitting on 17 likes, so thank you all very much for that. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave a like on the live stream as well. It does help us out, and we will be bringing you more action a little bit later on as well with the British and Irish Lions tour of South Africa. That game is going to be up against the Sharks. Let's go, Kiwi lad. Who are you rooting for? And score prediction, says Tesla. I always try and remain impartial, but I feel like in this one, I think the Wallabies might be able to sneak it in terms of maybe winning by around 10 points is going to be my prediction. I'm not going to say how many points it is, but I'm just going to say by around 10. I've also got Hamish, mate. Yeah, fair enough, bro. I still probably big banned from your streams when she finds out as well. I hope not, mate. We have also got I want to watch the game and play the game as well, says Byron. Well, there are other options other than free live streams on YouTube, mate, so go find one. We've also got BKR Sport is having technical difficulties. That is not ideal. We have actually maybe got something lined up for after the live stream as well. So we will have to wait and see there. And we have got Japan played some wicked rugby. I must admit, they're looking so like a beautiful team to watch at the international arena as well. And yeah, that's one of those ones. I am excited to see what they can do heading into like that World Cup, because everyone at this stage, it's kind of the road to the World Cup of trying to get themselves kind of into that position of getting a few young players into those starting lineups and reserves, trying to give them a few caps before getting there. And we always go, why is the French side so weak? Or is French squad so weak? Sorry, says usually. I think it is the factor of that maybe some of those players from overseas weren't quite able to get back in time, unfortunately, to be able to play for them. And also, they are really just trying to build towards that World Cup in terms of those young players, but they are showing the starting lineups. I will do the same. Once again, looking at the Wallabies here in this match, James Slipper, Alan Alatoa, they have got more caps between them than the whole French side. Brandon Paianga, in the middle there. Then looking at the locks, Philip, Salakai Lotto, Valentini, Hooper, and Wilson make up the loose forwards trio. Then you got Jake Gordon at 9, played well for the Waratahs, deserves that spot at starting this one, and it is going to be exciting to see what he can do. Noel Alicio, I feel like he is the player on the field under the most pressure. The centres are going to be made up of Matt Moore and Hunter Paisami. Then out on the wings, Marika Korombeti. He was able to score his first try in a long time for the Rebels in Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. Is that going to be the start of the floodgates opening up for tries for that man with Tom Wright out on the other side? And then speaking of Toms, the fullback in this match is going to be Tom Banks for the Wallabies as well. Then we look at the French side. Not a lot of experience out there. Gru, he is a big individual. They've also got Bumba, who is going to be in that tight head prop row or tight head prop position with Barlow in the middle. Girassi and Talfafanua making up the two locks. Creighton, Geelong, the captain, and Makalu, those the loose forwards. Kuyu and Carbonell are going to be 9 and 10. Villiers, Dante, Vincent, Pernod and Jaminet are going to be the rest of the backline for France. Then looking at the benches quickly while we are doing that, though, we will read the chat as well. We have got Crazy and Zed in here as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. And 35-40 in this match, and 29-20 is the score prediction from Smithy Toilet. When I donated to the Kiwi lads, I laid down a challenge, but geez, I didn't expect that. My wife is the boss as well, says David. Yeah, I guess it was that whole thing. It was the donation train, and you well and truly started it, and then from there, it just absolutely went crazy in that regard. Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see exactly what is going to be happening in this game as well. And at this stage, they are making their way out onto the field here. France, for the first time since the Six Nations 2021, this French side are going to get a run round out on the pitch. We've also got in there, Kiwi lads, hello, welcome in, Batman. We have also got David, yeah, wife's the boss. I'm just the toe manager or the toe massager. Brings home the bacon as well, says Marco Vodopolobert. My cat Cheeky was wondering how Billy is going. He's doing well. He is asleep on the couch at the moment, So he isn't at this stage going to be watching the rugby by the looks of it. Well, hopefully we will get to see him a little bit later on as well. And we also got Vive la France as well from Wedham. Welcome into the live stream, mate. These July tests should be part of a World Series like in cricket as well, says Patrick. That is a decent point. Maybe look at doing, because I know that the world rankings, I don't think they get affected by some of these games, if I'm not wrong. The Wallabies running out at Suncorp, though, and you can hear the crowd erupting. Looks like they've got a decent crowd. It doesn't look huge, but it doesn't look too bad at this stage. Michael Hooper in that Wallaby jerseys for the first time since coming back from Japan, having a decent season alongside Kieran Reid, which is appearing that we didn't think we'd ever get to see in rugby. But Michael Hooper here, he is looking forward to being able to lead his side possibly to a victory here, depending on how it goes. Marco Vitabolavia, hard cheers as well from Batman. And also we have got France Les Bleus as well from Marco. And that's one thing, I feel like my French isn't that ideal. It doesn't go that well for me, but hopefully I will be able to improve it maybe throughout this live stream, just looking at these French names. But at this stage, they are all lined up, getting ready for the national anthems for both of these sides. They're showing James Slipper. He has got a huge amount of experience. I believe it's going to be his 101st cap in this matchup. But by the looks of it now, it is going to be looking at the national anthems. We have also got in there the team in last place in my division is minus 196. That is not ideal for them at that stage. We've also got Wonder how Hooper performs considering his long holiday in Japan. That's a good point. I feel like it's one of those ones because the likes of for the All Blacks, they brought Beauden Barrett and Brodie Retallick back, but they kind of eased them into it. Brodie Retallick, he hasn't actually played for the All Blacks yet, but they did bring Beauden Barrett on for the second half. So perhaps it's one of those ones that Hooper, as long as his fitness is kind of up to standard, he should hopefully be all right. But he might be one of those guys on the breakdown that may be a little bit of a nuisance for France. Definitely with the younger talent in this French lineup, perhaps won't be used to the pace of someone in the breakdown like Michael Hooper. He's very good at stealing that ball if he needs to. A lot of Cameroon BBCs in that French side, as well as Marco Vitabolavia. We're back to that, are we, at this stage? But yeah, nonetheless, now it's going to be the national anthem of the French side by the sounds of it. Yes, it is. I can't understand what that was, so I realised that wasn't the Australian one. And we also got Bugs Blue, 8 points plus 56 as well. Season more cake, and also hope Evan de Bruyne makes his debut this weekend. And Kiwi Lad Scary Fun Fact France are missing Charles, Teddy, Thomas, Romain, Dupont, Albert, Damien, the centre Fiku, Shat. Also, French is depth is crazy at the moment, says Batman. Yeah, they've got a lot of talented players who aren't actually here for this tour, but it's going to be interesting to see what these young guys can do. They're showing the captain, then the man in the number 7 jersey, Geelong, getting to lead the side. He hasn't actually had that many caps, so it is going to be a huge opportunity for that man to be able to try and lead from the front. And yeah, hopefully we have got a very good game of rugby that we will get to see. Jermaine has said as Folau in the lineup. He is not, although he is signing for someone in Japan, or I think he has signed. So maybe one day he might be able to. Someone mentioned that he might try and transition and play for Tonga. Was just a little rumour. Do similar to what Fekatoa is doing at the moment. Also, Waltzing Matilda, as well, says Marco Vitabolavia, and Savasoni called into the All Blacks. Bloody beast as well, says Millie Toilet. Yeah, it's going to be awesome to see if he does get an opportunity. Of course, Asafa more, unfortunately, with that head knock that he did have last week. I didn't actually see the head knock, but I know it was concussion-like symptoms that were leaving him out, unfortunately, which does mean we're in that situation now of it has come to Samasoni Takiaho making his way in. It's going to be Australia's national anthem now. So we are only a few minutes away from kickoff. Hey, Hamish, do you think you'll ever stream 2020 cricket? As well, says David, I actually did a bit of the Big Bash last year, and I really enjoyed doing it. It has just been the case of normally the games that we've had recently have been kind of awkward times in the middle of the night, but I guess that's the same as the rugby, but I would like to do the KFC Big Bash again this year as well. Let's go Australia. As well, says Will James, and also, yeah, boy, Savasoni and the All Blacks. Yeah, I love that. As well, says Marco Vitabolavia, and Wallaby sponsor is Cadbury Chocolates. Tell you what, decent sponsor to have. I'm sure that they would be able to get Cadbury chocolate anytime that they want to, although some of these guys probably don't eat too much chocolate, but I do enjoy a bit of Cadbury. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they go in their new kit, of course. For the first time wearing it, France will win the World Cup in 2023. They clear favourites. ABs won't win it. They just lose to France in the group stage and will be knocked out in the quarterfinals. You hate the All Blacks, don't you, Batman? I've learned that over the last few weeks. We've also got, Pro Sports team sponsors Cadbury. They're similar to teams sponsored by cigarette companies as well. Says Mako Vonopolo, but at this stage, they are shown Demba Bamba in the number 3 jersey for this one, 14 caps. So he hasn't had too many at all, but he is a dangerous man when it comes to having that ball in hand. And also in the scrum, it's going to be a big challenge for the man in the number 1 jersey, James Slipper. But if anyone's got those little tricks up his sleeve, would be that man, James Slipper. Plenty of experience, that is for sure. Right, we will be putting the scoreboard up so that we are getting very close to kickoff now. Australia 0, France 0. For the first time of 2021, we are going to get to see the Wallabies in action, and France for the first time since the Six Nations. Now, it's interesting. The Wallabies, their last game that they played, they drew with Argentina. The last time France played, they actually lost to Scotland. So we're in that situation of maybe what way is it going to go today? France with a few players missing, but the Wallabies, they have come out with quite a strong side. The French side looking fired up for the national anthems. We are only moments away. The Wallabies are going to be kicking off left to right. It is going to be Brendan Pickerel of New Zealand who is going to be in charge with the whistle here. They get the first match for the Wallabies underway, 5 seconds away from we are going to be hitting kickoff. Noel Alessio to kick this one off for the Wallabies, and we are underway. He has kicked off short here, taken nicely there by the man in the number 6 jersey, which in this one is Dylan Cretin. Going to be taken nicely now. Kuyu at halfback now. Gives it back to the captain. Oh, he's had a little fumble on the ground, but he has been able to hang on to it there, and by the looks of it, Kuyu will be firing this one back, or possibly kicking it himself. Looks like he is going to be taking on the kick just outside of the 22 with a box kick now. Has gone long to the hands of Tom Banks, now 40 out from his own line. Lolesio gives it to Marika Kurumbetti. He's going to run hard with the ball, running straight at Gruber. He has been dragged down to the ground. Almost stolen in a breakdown by France. Jake Gordon now goes back to Lolesio, all lined up there. Matt Tamua early by the man in the number 6 jersey, Cretin. Kwakan Salakai, Lotto Paisami now goes to Alan Alatawa. His first carry of the match so far, 40 metres out from their own line. Tom Banks, interception, and it's going to be Damien Pernod. No, it's not. It is going to be going back for an advantage, a long advantage there for the Wallabies, but it just saved them from having a try scored against them there, the Wallabies. It was offside is the call. Tell you what, that was a little bit nerve-wracking for the Wallaby supporters there, but it was Damien Pernod who was almost able to intercept that one, but they were just a little bit offside there, the Wallabies. We've also got streaming UFC this weekend, big one on Saturday/Sunday. Says Carl Peterson, of course, it's going to be McGregor taking on Poirier, the trilogy. I'm hoping to do something on it, maybe on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel though, possibly, so that we don't ending up with a strike on this one. Also, we have got in there the ABs are a great team. I respect them. They are not the team they were in the cause today as well, and France will win, I think, as well, says Batman. And who's going to score the first try? He didn't find the touchline there, and it has been kicked into the touch. That is a long kick from Jaminet, but it's going to be taken quickly by Tom Banks. I will read the chat in a very short moment. It's going to be Marika Kurumbetti now with the wide ball. And that's a Paisami marked up by Pino, but he is trying to break the tackles. He has been dragged down by Vincent, and it's going to be a little knock on. So now it is going to be the French who have got the scrum feet. But we have also got in there in the chat as well. Tell you what's going quick at the moment. We have got France have basically been offside every set as well, says AJ. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The discipline of both of these sides, they will have to be careful in this matchup. We saw quite a few penalties in Super Rugby Trans-Tasman and Super Rugby AU. So it's one of those ones that these guys will have to be careful, or else they could be going to the bin early on. But Paisami, unfortunately, on the ground there was dropping that ball, which did lead to the opportunity. Now the pack weight's 913 kgs for the Wallabies, 865 for France. This Wallabies 4-pack, it is a pretty large one, and they are going to have the scrum feet against them here, but maybe they will be able to drive over, get themselves a penalty. But some of those guys in that French side for the 4-pack, you've got the likes of maybe Jean-Baptiste Gru. Also, you've got Demba Bamba in the front row alongside Cretin, Geelong and Makalu. As your loose forwards, this one is going back up for a little bit of instability there. So we are going to have the scrum reset, and it was that man Demba Bamba on the far side with James Slipper. That's going to be a battle at scrum time. Push ball, Samish after the shot to via Cadbury chocolate bar as well. I mean, that is probably what they want you to be doing after looking at that nice purple Cadbury sign on the front of the Wallabies jersey. The French side, they have got Altrad, but Cadbury is the Wallabies sponsor, and you will have to wait and see whether or not they will be able to get their win for the first time wearing that kit as well. It's going to be extremely exciting indeed. And I do see that we have already got 60 people watching, so I do appreciate you all being here. I know a lot of people didn't actually realize this game was going to be a Wednesday night game. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well, because you'll be notified every time that a game is going to be on, that we are live streaming. It's going to be now Kuyu going back now, backline movement for France now. Vincent now with a nice bit of speed, and he's going beautifully, tried to find the offload to Jaminir, but it has been picked up now by Kuyu. And he is driving up. Still going Kuyu, but Michael Hooper now has decided to try and hold him up. It's been called a maul. Michael Hooper all over the ball, and they're trying to get it out. That is brilliant from Michael Hooper there. It was Kuyu making a huge amount of meters. Also, Tom Banks involved in that one. And they just kept on driving forward. So they decided, right, it has become a maul. We've got to try and stop this. Get our hands on the ball. What a run there. Very nicely done there by Vincent. And then from there, nice pick up from Kuyu. Was just driving forward. He didn't want to go to ground there. The number 9 for France. But Michael Hooper gets the hands on the ball. Tom Banks as well. And then they just didn't let that ball come out. It was actually Tom Banks who did most of the work there. We have got you, bro. Rock on from Guest Ryan. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do appreciate you all being here for this live stream between the Wallabies and France. So far, 5 minutes into this game, still in a wall between these two sides. Australia looking can't hold up with the France's B side as well, says Smithy Toilet. And I feel we're going to see a lot of games this week, which is cool. Yeah, we have got plenty on, even with a couple cancelled games perhaps of the British and Irish Lions tour. We are still going to have a lot of games to watch. So yeah, we've got the Wallabies playing here. We've got the All Blacks playing. We've got Tonga versus Samoa in a Rugby World Cup qualifier. Harry Wilson there wanting that ball. He's kicked it out the side though, and now it's going to be stolen by France. Kuyu now goes into the hands of the number 10. Carbonell round the side now. It's going to be a big drive by Jarasi. And he is going to be dragged down only 5 meters out now. Harry Wilson making the tackle on him. Dimba Bumba now. Little offload back to Makalu. Going back to the captain now, Geelong with an offload. It's looking dangerous here for France. Out onto the winger. It's going to be in the hands of Villiers. And he has scored the opening try of the match for France. And they have struck early in this match. France looking impressive early on with ball in hand. It was a scrum mistake from the Wallabies there that did lead to the opportunity for the stolen ball. And Kuyu jumped all over that opportunity there. Then from there, nice offload from the captain, Geelong. Out the back line, quick hands from Dante out to Villiers, and that is going to be the opening try of the match for France. Well, it's got who will win the Euro Cup, says Henderson. I haven't actually been watching it as much as I would have liked to, so you may have to let me know who is one of the favourites for that one, because I probably haven't really been following it at all. I think the last game I watched was one from a very early stage. Unfortunately, that was a beautiful little pass on from the number 12 there, Jonathan Dante, and it is the try for Villiers. That does get them underway here, France. We've also got, looks like France trying to replicate New Zealand's attack. What copies as well, says Smithy Toilet. Just stop playing Union Australia. Leave it for New Zealand as well, says Smithy Toilet. Everyone's already given up on the Wallabies, and we are only just at the start of this game. And we'll have a look on the poll. Has that changed anything at this stage? We've had 100 votes. 69% have said that the Wallabies will win this game, so we'll have to wait and see if that is going to be the case. But for them to win this game, they are going to have to come from behind. But very nicely done in the end by Gavin Villiers. We have also got their cheer from Rio Gamer. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've also got, every team does it nowadays as well, says Tesla, but Louis Carbonell so far, he has had 3 from 4 for his career. Hasn't had a lot of kicks, but I believe he is a very accurate goal kicker normally. Okay, he's missed that one, unfortunately, which means now the score's going to be 5-0 to France there. Unfortunately, I think I ended up jinxing him big time there. But that means that the Wallabies are going to be just behind by the 5 points after around 7 minutes. And it was a beautiful try indeed. And we have also got now, I will quickly put the France try scorer. And it was, who was it? Gavin Villiers as well. That has been kicked off by the Wallabies now. I have to try and make sure that I do spell the name correctly as well, because I feel like that is one thing that I did struggle with on one of my other live streams, but we all have that going across the bottom there as well. But it is claimed by France just outside of their own 22. We have got in there, Revo has said possible to add a timer to the screen, man. Unfortunately, I have actually asked the live streaming software about whether or not it is possible to be able to do so. But at this stage, they actually said that I'm not actually able to, but I will try my best to keep you guys informed. At the moment, we are 8 minutes in. I normally end up saying it every kind of 1 or 2 minutes, just so that you guys can end up following along. But normally I'd have a score board next to me with the live score. It's a little knock on once again, unfortunately. So it does now mean that it is going to be France with another scrum. I will see whether or not I can find myself the scoreboard that I would normally use to see if they are doing it for this one. Doesn't seem like it, unfortunately, which does seem like a bit of a shame because that would have been the easier way because normally that one does have it. But at this stage, also we have got, can you please scroll up to my comments? Says more cake. It is going that quick at the moment. I feel like I will be missing a few of the comments, so I do apologise for that as well. All Blacks will be facing their copies in November, says Billy Toilet. And also, we have got in there, what's up, what's good, brother? You should make a Twitter account so you can post tweets when you're going live, etc. Says Kyle, I am going to be having an Instagram account for the Kiwi Lads. We have actually got it up and running, but we haven't posted anything on that one yet. So that will be something that we look at doing in the future, purely because of the fact that I don't really go on Twitter too much because there are a lot of angry people on Twitter, pretty much is the reasoning there. Hey, buddy, big fan of your channel from America, says Sandy Hook as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Oh, a little bit of a mistake there. Makalu now with the little bit of a knock on. And it looks like these two sides are a bit fired up here. Makalu, he doesn't want to admit that that one was a knock on. Just picking the ball up from the back. And it was actually Jake Gordon who got his hands on the ball, just knocking it free. And because of it, it meant that it was the knock on. And we have got, geez, people, it's only 5 minutes. Have hope, Australia fans, as well, says Batman. And also, who are the All Blacks facing this November? I believe they are facing Wales, if I'm not wrong. At the stage, Australia Union has dropped big time, says Honest Opinion as well. It's one of those ones, though, that at this stage, like Super Rugby Trans Tasman did not go well for the Wallabies, like overall, or the Australian sides. But I think putting them all together, it could be a little bit more successful. I know it's not going well at the moment, 10 minutes in, 5-0 down, but it's one of those ones that maybe they will be able to find a little bit of chemistry for them as well when he's starting the OnlyFans page, as well, says Marco Vanapola Bear. I know you are keen for it. I just don't know whether I could get myself to do it, unfortunately. France versus Wales as well, says Millie Toilet. And also we have got their Well Rugby on a Wednesday morning. Nice, says Java Guru. That's the thing. Not too many people actually knew this game was on because of the fact I feel like it's been kind of well hidden in a way, which is slightly unfortunate in that regard. But the next game between these two sides is going to be on Tuesday. Jake Gordon going short side now to Lolesio with a little bit of a kick in behind and a has-bound touch inside of the 22 of France, now trying to put them under a little bit of pressure. But the fullback for France there, Geminaire, has decided to let that one go into touch. Lolesio putting that kick in behind, trying to get a little bit of possession. The ball just started rolling towards the touchline. Tom Wright was chasing it hard as well. But in the end, it did end up going into touch. But no, Lolesio, the eyes are on him at the moment. I feel like he is one of those guys that he is a very talented player, but it is also that situation of a lot of people are saying maybe it's not the best option for number 10, but James O'Connor is injured. So at this stage, it's not straight from France there in the line out. And that is another mistake, unfortunately, for them. And now it's going to be the Wallabies who either have the line out or the scrum opportunity inside of the 22 of France. Perhaps this is the chance for them to be able to get right back into this match. Just didn't quite go straight, unfortunately, for Gaten Barlow there. We have also got in there as well in the chat, got any tips on how to get more blanket from a greedy cat? Normally, I mean, I'm the worst person to ask about that because I'd end up like, if my cat gets a blanket, I normally just let him have it. Like, even if it's cold, I'll just be sitting out to the side like, well, I regret everything at this stage. But we have also got there, and apparently ABs are taking on the Irish in a free test series next year as well. That's going to be exciting to watch. And we have also got, you should add your gamer pick on Xbox to the YouTube channel logo by doing it through the Xbox app as well, says Kyle. I guess that could be an option, although my name on Xbox isn't actually the Kiwi Lad, so maybe that could be an option as well. You should change your gender as well, says Marco Vitapola. And also we should start a Snapchat account from Moorcake. So maybe the social media side of it, I feel like that's where I am slightly lacking. I've got the YouTube that I do quite often. All time right off the back of the scrum there is the first receiver now. Jake Gordon going short side, goes beautifully to Hunter Paisami, and he reaches out. And as he got it down there under Paisami, he might have. And it would be between the posts as well if he has been able to do so. Hunter Paisami, as soon as he had his hands on the ball there, he looked like he was going to be scoring it, even though it was Geminaire who was a one-on-one with him. You're back. Hunter Paisami 9 times out of 10, was Jake Gordon with a beautiful flat ball. Oh, no, it was actually the try scorer there. Or was it the crawl? Did he end up doing a double movement there, Hunter Paisami? We're going to have to wait and see whether or not Jake Gordon, that's a little bit forward as well, possibly. I think it is still going to be 5-0 to France, just a little bit forward, possibly, in that breakdown with that pass as well. And we have got in there, it wasn't straight, and they didn't contest as well, says Rio Gamer. And also we have got, who's that? Tian Goliath. Okay, they have set 4 pass there. So slightly unfortunate for the Wallabies in that situation, but Hunter Paisami, he's looking dangerous with the ball in hand. Indeed, we have it's got in there. Who's that T and Goliath guy? I'm not too sure who that is, unfortunately. And we have it's got, yo, Kiwi lads, can you make an OnlyFans for the doll in the background? He looks sexy as well, says Batman. That's the thing. I feel like if I did, you guys would actually probably buy it, which I feel like just shows the loyalty of you guys. I forgot what side he's on. This is Kieran. He is an All Black. And he is looking forward to the Bledisloe Cup indeed. We also got in there, what's your gamer tag, bro? I'll add you on Xbox. I will put it in the chat. I believe it is that, if I'm not wrong. Like, normally, I think it is that without the capital. But I could be wrong in that regard as well. And we have also got the fella made like 5 accounts on Facebook as well, man, with a Crusaders profile, says Smithy Toya. And also George and Isaac are on Grindr. I don't think Isaac's girlfriend would be too happy about that if that was the case. And we have also got in there, have you ever thought of streaming on Twitch? Says Kyle, I have a little bit, but it's also that situation of if I do, I believe if you get, is it verified on Twitch or whatever the partnership thing is, you're not actually allowed to stream on YouTube. So it would be more of a hobby on Twitch. That's going to be front rows going up in the scrum. And it is now going to be France who have got once again the scrum feet. But yeah, I think it is something to do with that. So it will probably be just as a little bit of fun on there. If you guys are on Twitch, maybe we could look at doing that as well. Run it at La Mape, Hunter Cross Army as well, says Billy Toilet. Also, we have got a French Pro 14 side, second division, sponsored by Grindr, out of this world, as well. I didn't actually know that. So that is indeed a fun fact. Sebastian has said, hello, hope you're doing well. I am indeed. I am fired up for this game at the moment. The Wallabies 5-0 down France, the first try of the match. Gavin, and it was Villiers who was able to score up by Sami, almost able to score the equaliser for the Wallabies, but didn't quite work out for him, unfortunately, for that Wallabies side who are at home. I think I have just been followed by one of you guys because it did come up on my screen, and we have got in the Australia scrums is heavier by a wee bit. Yeah, I think they've got about a 40 or 50 kg advantage. They were in the 900s compared to the 860 or 70. And once again, it's going to be going for the scrum reset. These two sides at the front, I believe it is Demba Bumba and also possibly James Slipper, who just aren't quite getting along in that scrum. I stream on Twitch as well as his Morcake and Isaac's girlfriend. No, Johnny Blades. And also Australia scrum is a wee bit heavier. And up the Wallabies, says Ed Vogel. And also my cat is heating my bum, says Morcake. That's an interesting situation. I want to also I can drive in the T2 transit lanes as well, says Ian. And we have got come on France, says Vinny and Sulu Bamba holding 800 kgs of that 860 as well, says Movie Toilet. But at this stage, this is about the 4th reset in the scrum in a row. But that one has gone in nicely, and now it is nice and stable. It's going to be a penalty to France, though. And the front rows ended up going down. I believe it was James Slipper on that side with Bumba. They're just not quite finding the unison there in the scrum, and because of it, James Slipper penalised for the Wallabies. Remember, Kiwi lads, Wallabies are missing Isaac Rodder, James O'Connor, Sean McMahon, and Summer Karevi. That's good depth as well, says Batman. And that's the thing. I feel like it's going to be one of these interesting situations. The Wallabies, they have made themselves up of all of the best players from that Trans-Tasman competition. And on those individual teams, there were some players who did stand out, like a man who I'm looking forward to seeing, Andrew Callaway, off that bench. Like, he played pretty well overall, I felt, for the Wallabies throughout the, not for the Wallabies, for the Rebels throughout Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. So hopefully he can show that pace that he showed in that game and get a decent opportunity, closing the gap a little bit below was complaining about. But it is going to be the line-out throw now, going to the back now. The hands of the number 6 now. 5 back from Geelong. And it is going to be kicked in behind by Kuyu. Kicking it downfield, Marika Korumpetti now. Passing it across belt to Tom Banks. Using their back line now here, the Wallabies. Tom Wright, he's got 2 men on the outside. Little offload to by Sami. A little bit of a mix-up, but it did go backwards. Harry Wilson now trying to run over the top of Dante, but straight on the ball there. It was the captain not able to rip it away. Yes, he does. And it is going to be the penalty now to France for the player not releasing there. We've also got in there as well Deba Bumba and Trevor Nakanye. Same, can't tell the difference. We've got it's the Bulls and British and Irish Lions game really postponed. It is indeed the Sharks versus British and Irish Lions, though, is still going to be going ahead. So that is good news in some regards. But yeah, that game that was going to be played on, I believe it was Sunday morning here in New Zealand, is now off the cards, unfortunately. Do you watch rugby on Xbox or TV? I actually watch it through my PC. So I've got it on a monitor here with Sky Go is how I watch the game. So there's a little bit of a delay, about 30 seconds is the difference there. So that is why some of you guys possibly who are watching it live, maybe just a little bit further ahead of us. And we always got in there, Lewis Reinhardt should be there as well. Says Kiwi lads, said Batman. And now it is going to be a three-pointer opportunity for Louis Carbonell, deciding that the 3 points is the better option in this regard. But if you are new to the channel, I should also mention, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are only around 40 subscribers away from hitting 3,000. So maybe, who knows, we could do it on this live stream. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave that like and subscribe to the channel. It's Nick White playing. He is injured at the moment, so he is not on the bench or in the starting lineup. It is Jake Gordon and also Tate McDermott. Kick down the middle. That is a better kick. And now it will extend the lead for France to 8 points. So they are leading nicely early on in this match. The big question is, are they going to be able to hang on to that lead throughout the whole match? Currently 18 minutes into this one. And we have Aussies eating too much Cadbury chocolates, making mistakes. I feel like that's one thing that they will probably regret about the sponsorship choice, will be the factor of everyone talking about the fact that maybe their side were eating a few too much of it. All player almost taken out in the air there, but it was Cratton who was able to claim it. Now it's going to be Kuyu going into the first receiver. That is Geelong, the captain, once again. Talfa Fanua trying to stop the counter rucker. Harry Wilson. That's going to be an interesting battle later on in the match. He's taking him down as well there. Now it's going to be Kuyu kicking this one in behind, trying to find space. Found Tom Banks, a man who gets a lot of meters for the Brumbies, passing it across field. Lolicio now selling a bit of a dummy little offload to Tom Banks now with the step as well. Marika couldn't beat him in on the outside, backs himself. A great low tackle there from Dante. And straight on the ball was one of the French forwards, but not quite able to get it 40 meters out from their own line here. The Wallabies, Salakai Lotto is going to be dragged down to the ground. Gordon there goes into the hands of Paisami, sells a beautiful dummy, but wasn't quite able to link up with Hooper on his outside. Gordon now going across field, goes to Matt Phillip, one of his first carries of this match so far. Gordon now short side, goes to Rob Valentini, also getting his first carry. Straight on the ball was one of the French forwards, almost able to steal it. But at this stage, the Wallabies hanging on. It looks like Jake Gordon is going to be kicking this one. By the looks of it, has been told to use it. After 5 phases, they've decided to clear their lines there just outside of the 22. Nicely kicked there. It's going to be taken beautifully there. And now it's going to be in the hands of the number 15, Jamineer. Kuyu going to the right-hand side. Little kick of mine, not quite working out. It was charged down, but then from there, he was able to pick it straight back up there, Carbonell. And this game is being played at a fast pace at the moment. I will try my best to be able to read all of the chat that I can throughout this live stream. Kuyu now calling his shots, decides to fire it back in the pocket. And it is going to be now Jamineer with a nice spiral kick downfield. Oh, it's a little knock on from Noel Alicio, and he drops the ball again there, unfortunately for him. So now it is going to be a good bit of field position, or territory, I should say, for France there. And we have also got their Wallabies rules all day as well, says Heinrich. And we have also got in there as well, Froggy's looking good, says Smithy Toilet. Also, we have got, come on Australia, you can do better than that. BKR Sport has no more technical issues. So that is good news for him as well. And we have got, it's a Wednesday night and 2 cents. It's already tidied up an entire bottle of whiskey as well. Surely not this early into the match. We are very soon at this stage. Like, we've still got plenty more rugby. We've got the British and Irish Lions playing the Sharks. That is going to be 5 a.m. start here in New Zealand, but I am looking forward to it. Hope you guys are as well. But at this stage, we are only a few minutes into this game, or I guess 25 or so to be exact. France Rugby at this stage have had possession 53% in this match, and now they have got a good place on the field. 21 minutes into this game, I should say. But France at this stage, 8-0 up with the scrum feed, about 30 meters out from the Wallabies line. It's going to be a big push from the Wallabies, though. That's a counter one. It has been done nicely, though, by the Wallabies. That's a beautiful ball, and it's going to be Villiers once again, and he scores between the sticks. Is that another try? It was a flat pass in the end by the man in the number 12 jersey, Dante. This could be another try for France here, and what a time to score it as well. Australia is useless as well. It says Billy Toilet, try time for France, and we have also got, what's the time in Ireland as well. Can't wait to watch Munster versus Stormers. That's going to be an exciting one as well. Flat ball there from Dante, inside ball to Gavin Villiers, and he was able to score another try in this match for his side. This should be an easy kick as well, so I am going to update it to 15 points, and France now with a very comfortable lead over the Wallabies. They're going to have to be careful here, the Wallabies, or else France might be able to run away with this one. Villiers now scoring for the second time in this match. I said that maybe it was going to be Pernod out on that wing that was going to be the danger man. It seems like it could definitely be that man in the number 11 jersey, Villiers. scores between the posts. Got a good dive as well. And we have also got there WTF Australia, says Batman. Also, Australia Rugby went to the Dogs ever since they expanded their Super Rugby teams. In my opinion, should have kept it to New South Wales Act and Queensland as well, says David. And can I change my vote, please, as well, says Paulie B. And I find the game on Sky Go, says Kyle. I'll tell you what, we will have a quick look at the poll as well. And at this stage, 37% are saying that France are going to be winning. So it's going to be interesting to see if that is the case. Now we have also got in there, can I change, or we have also got, I said France to win, so says Carl Peterson, and also we have got, where can I watch the play? Oh, I think they're going upstairs. Is that, it's flat. I don't think it's forward though in that situation, and it is going to stay as the try for France here. And he's kicked it straight over. 15-0 after 23 minutes. Where can I watch the play, says Lucas? It depends on what country you're in. I believe maybe it's on 9. If I'm not wrong, in Australia, or possibly KO or Stan Sports. Then in New Zealand, it is Sky Go, and also Rugby Pass, I think, are providing some coverage, depending on what country you're in as well. Flat, says Marco for the polar bear with a couple dots as well. Yeah, very flat, I guess you could say. But in this situation now, it is another try for France. 15-0 now up against this Wallabies side. They're going to have to fight back soon here, the Wallabies, if they want any chances taken by Dante inside of the 22. He's got a long boot on him, and that is a brilliant kick. Tom Banks thinks about taking it quickly, decides against it in the end. So it wasn't going to be the best option in that situation. Fletcher's fluid, I don't like. No, oh, okay. Johnny plays in the chat as well. I don't know whether I can read that out on live stream. But, yeah, we always got, I'd like to change my prediction to 32-22 to France as well, says David. Now, I actually played this game on Rugby Challenge, and it will be interesting to see how close it will be to that score that I had in my game. And at this stage, it's looking kind of likely. So we might have to wait and see. Paianga Mosa goes to the front of Wilson there, setting up for the rolling ball. Harry Wilson falling awkwardly off that rolling ball. Is he injured? Oh, it looks like he's on one leg at the moment, Harry Wilson. That one's gone into touch almost. Harry Wilson threw the hands up as well. Taken beautifully by Villiers. He is having a tremendous game so far. The French number 11. Going now, Kuyu. Quick hands from Geelong. Going now to Barlow. Getting his first carry of this match. Going to be fired back now for Kuyu. Goes into the hands of Carbonell. Going for the cross kick now. Gone high. Who has taken it? Oh, it's gone backwards off the Wallabies. Paianga Mosa goes to Marika Kurumpetti. A little bit marked up. So he does have to run across field. But then he has been dragged down now. Matt Phillip cleaning up the ruck as well. Marika Kurumpetti back to his feet, making an extra couple meters. On the halfway line, Marika Kurumpetti. He's got up again. He's done 3 runs in a row. That is almost 3 phases all by himself. Paianga Mosa is going to be joining that breakdown now. Jake Gordon, crossfield to Salakai Lotto. Matt Phillip now having a run. He is dragged down by Barlow, decides to take the contact. Gordon goes back to Lolesio. James Slipper facing backwards, tackled hard. Another tackle by Creta. Now it's going to be Lolesio. Inside ball to Tom Banks, almost able to pierce the gap. A great low tackle once again by Dante, but he was offside. So that is now going to be the advantage to the Wallabies. Jake Gordon dragged down 35 out from the French line now. Michael Hooper plays halfback, first receiver. So now it's going to be in the hands of Lolesio, still trying to drive forward here, the Wallabies with the advantage in hand. Once again, Wilson with the offload. Jake Gordon, little offload, not able to find it. It's gone backwards, and it is going to be an advantage for the knock-on against France once again. Another advantage for the player leaving his feet, and that is going to be the penalty there for the Wallabies. We have also got in there as well. It was like watching the Wallabies versus the All Blacks, France, aka Doppelgangers as well, says Militola, and not bro, France, not bad at all, says Mystical. Yeah, they're playing well in this match. Definitely that man in the number 11 jersey, Villiers. He has been playing extremely well so far, and it will be interesting to see if he can already. He's only got to score one more to get his hat-trick. Tom Banks kicking that one for the corner for the Wallabies off the penalty. They've got to play aggressively here to be able to try and get straight back into this match. But I will mention, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. All the support is very much appreciated indeed. And we have also got in there Marika Kurumpetti, looks like Michaelis Uncle, says Marco Fonafolio. I'm not too sure what that means. Sticking to with my prediction as well, says Millie Toilet. So that is confidence right there. Salakai Lotto claiming that one in the line out now, getting driven backwards at the moment. The Wallabies 15 metres out from the line. Currently 27 minutes into the game, and it's going to be the advantage for the Wallabies now. They can try and get something going. Jake Gordon goes back. Matt Tamua now fires it back. Nola Alessio with the cross kick. It's gone high. It's going to be Tom Wright trying to claim it. Decides against the jump there. And now it is going back for the penalty to the Wallabies. I would assume they are going to be kicking for the corner once again in this game. I feel like it is the only choice for them at this stage. Come on, Wallabies. Wake up as well, says AJ. Who remembers in the 2015 quarterfinal, France versus All Blacks, 62-15. as well, says Tesla. And that's the thing. I think hopefully we get to see us play France in the near future as well. I feel like that's one of those games that a lot of people want to see as well. And we obviously got that quarterfinal, should have been 69-13 as well, says Smithy Toilet. But now that one has been kicked for the corner once again. It's going to be a line-out drive opportunity. Paenga-Amosa scoring a lot during the regular Super Rugby AU season. He was able to score quite a few off that rolling maul for the Reds, alongside Alex Molly, who was able to do the same there. That's not the right name. Alex Molly isn't actually the name. Alex Murphy, sorry, is the one. Paenga-Amosa now with this one at the back for the rolling maul for the Wallabies. 5 metres out. They have been told to use it once. And Jake Gordon reaches for the ball from Paenga-Amosa, slowly creeping forward now. Jake Gordon takes it back. Going to be Tamua now, taking contact hard in the tackle by Dante. I think he was offside once again. If he was offside, that is about the second or third time that he has been offside there, Dante. He's going to have to be careful there if he does want a chance of being able to stay out on that field. France all day says to Vinny as well. But that was a big, slightly connecting with the head of Matt Tamua, but he was falling into it. So it was almost stolen beautifully on the ground by Dante, but he was just from an offside position. Matt Tamua complaining about the high tackle, I believe, in the end. Julian Savia versus France, as well, says Marco Vonopolobert. Tom Banks going to be kicking this one for the touchline from almost the middle of the field. So this is going to be a big pressure kick as well. He's got to make sure it finds touch. He's done it nicely there, and it's going to be another 5 metre line out. Trans Tasman itself just disrespectful to NZ, as well, says Smithy Toilet. And also we have got in there, Noto knocked out, or knocked it on at the end. And he had a crazy run as well, says Tesla. And go France, says Ko Che Fang. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. But I do thank you very much for tuning in. Paenga-Amosa goes to the back to Salakai. Lono ball comes free, but it's claimed by Paenga-Amosa there once again. Now France, their discipline has to be on point here. Only 5 metres out from their own line, or else they could be going to the bin. Valentini now driving for a couple extra metres. Straight in there with Stella. Oh, has he got it there? No, he has an advantage there. Little knock on is the call, which is probably lucky, but it was I struggle to say that name for some reason. Talfafanua was the one who was getting in there, and all the others got a few players were hit by the bus, and the injuries were Savia as well. I remember 2018 or 22-18 in 2007 as well. France are offside all game, just like Mara Itoje is all game as well, says Marco Vonopolobert. And he isn't actually playing in the British and Irish Lions match up against France, up against the Sharks. He is going to be getting rested. That's one thing that they've done pretty well so far, is just completely rotating the side. They've got a few new names getting added into that starting lineup and reserves as well, the British and Irish Lions. At this stage now, 30 minutes into this game, 15-0 for France. The Wallabies 5 metres out from the French line. If they want any chance in this match, they need to probably score in this first half just to try and cut down that deficit. But depending on how it goes for them, they're going to have to make sure they do well. 2 from 2 at the moment for their scrums, that they have been able to do so, but they've had one scrum stolen, I should say, for the Wallabies. And we have got Tom Curry, a.k.a. McCaw, as well, says Marco Vonopolobert. Yeah, he's going to be playing 7 for the British and Irish Lions. In that game against the Sharks, the ball has gone in there. The heavier fullback for the Wallabies. Harry Wilson now joining the side. It's going to be a spinning scrum, both front rows going up. So it is going to be the scrum reset. The tensions are high at the moment. I feel like the scrum has been probably the sloppier position, the sloppier kind of play for both sides in this match so far. Just not quite working out. James Slipper, he has got Demba Bumba across from him. That is a hard man to scrummage against, that is for sure. But the reserves for the Wallabies as well, we will put them up now while we are waiting for the scrum to take place. Looking at the reserves, other than the names that you can't say, which is Len Ikatel, or can't see, and also Andrew Callaway in that front row, Angus Bell, and also Tani Alatupo. They are 2 very large individuals, and they could have a big impact late in this match when they do make their way onto the field. Who knows? Maybe it could be at the start of the second half, depending on what they decide to do here in this match. Now the Wallabies. But Jake Gordon once again going to have the scrum feed just inside of the 5 metre mark here. Are the Wallabies now with the scrum feed? Harry Wilson joining the side. He's got the ball off the back. Harry Wilson carrying up, but he is dragged down now. And at the stage, only a couple metres short of Valentini driven down as well. The French players all over the ball. I believe it was their number 8, Makalou, trying to get him, but not quite able to. Now it's going to be Salakai Lotto, and he is going to be dragged down by Talfafanua. At this stage, it looks like Michael Hooper was thinking about a carry, decides against it. Now goes to James Slipper now, rushing up defence from the French now. They have to make sure that they're not offside. Paenga Mosa driving forward extra meters. Michael Hooper now around the side. He is going to be tackled up by Geelong. The captain, Marika Korompede, goes to Salakai Lotto. He's dropped that ball. I think, it's a penalty though. Was a little knock on, but it has been called as the penalty for going back, but it was just that little knock on from Salakai Lotto there. And that breakdown, we've also got feel sorry for the Wallabies when they face the All Blacks as well, says Linez. And also, wide kick to the corner, Australia take the penalty kick as well, says James Gordon. I think they're just trying to, not James Gordon, says David. Not sure. I feel like in their heads, they are going for that rolling maul, possibly creating those opportunities for the possible rolling maul. That is normally pretty strong for the Wallabies sides throughout Super Rugby AU and Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. But at this stage, they're on their last warning, the Wallabies, the French side, the Les Bleus, after 40, that's not the number, 33 minutes got into this match. Kiwi lads, you should watch The Weight of a Nation as well, says Batman. I haven't actually seen it yet, but maybe that could be one to watch as well. England media talking up like he's something as well, says Smithy Toilet. And we have also got in there, as one McCall would make him lick his toes as well, says Smithy Toilet. And also we have got there in the chat as well, longest stuff held it due to COVID as well, says Smithy Toilet. And where are you watching this, says Good Go. At this stage, I am watching on Sky Go here in New Zealand. I know in Australia it's available on Stan Sports, maybe KO and maybe Channel 9, but I'm not too sure about that. But in New Zealand, it is only available on Sky Go. Also, Rugby Pass is an option for you guys as well, but I'm not sure whether there's anywhere that are showing it for free other than if you already have a subscription to something. But Paenga Mosa there off the back of the line out once again for the Wallabies, getting driven backwards here, going through the middle now. They're starting to make some very good meters here, the Wallabies, and it's going to be Paenga Mosa goes to ground. And as he scored the try there, it is being awarded. And it's the try to Paenga Mosa. Brandon Paenga Mosa. He has put the thumbs up. He is fired up at the moment for his side. And that means now that the Wallabies have tried to cut down that deficit. Only 10 points difference now. Was off the rolling maul. They were getting forced backwards. Majorly they're the Wallabies, but they stuck it out. And then from there, they were able to get that forward momentum once again. And then Brandon Paenga Mosa picking up the try for the Wallabies. A much-needed try near the end of this first half as well. We will update it, though. We will put Paenga Mosa as the man who was able to score that try for the Wallabies in the 34th minute. Here we go. We have updated it there, and they still have the kick to come as well. Finally, as well, says Rio Game and try time. About time, Australia. No longer as well, says Batman, and 10-year reign on the ranking. I never once thought it was cool yet. Those teams would love to, or teams love to brag about that. We were number one in the world ranking for 1 week. Johnny Boy Sexton as well. I download the 9 Now app to watch the game, says AJ. So it is on that by the sounds of it, and it's free. So that is ideal. Is it only in Australia, AJ? Do let me know for that location. But at this stage, Brandon Paenga Mosa picking up the try for his side. And at this stage, the Wallabies, 59% of you in the vote have said that the Wallabies will be winning this match. So we will have to wait and see whether or not they can make that comeback. Maxie is in the chat as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. What is your score prediction for this one? Do let me know. Do you think the Wallabies can do it? At this stage, they were down, but they have just scored the try of Brandon Paenga Mosa. 2 tries from Gavin Villiers out on that left wing. But no Alessio now. Important kick here for his side. It's curling around. It's straightening. And it has gone over the middle of the stick. So it is going to be the score now. 7 to this Wallaby side and 15 to France. Only 8 points is the difference. Will that penalty that the French side took to get the 3 points, will that be the difference in this game? We will have to wait and see. We've also got France 26-24 to Australia, says Batman as well. So that would be a very close finish indeed. I feel like maybe it isn't too far off, though. I think it could come down to the wire between these two sides. I just got that little bit of a feeling, but that one has been kicked off there by Carbonell. Marika Korompede running it straight sideways now, trying to find the gap. He's still going, Marika Korompede, but he is tied up beautifully in the end by Creton. Straight on the ball, and it's a turnover. No, it's not. It's a penalty. Player leaving the feet, and I believe it was Demba Bumba who was penalised there. And points, says Heinrich as well. Wallabies will win by 6 points as well. What time, says Maxie? At this stage, we are sitting 36 minutes into this game, and the Wallabies have got a penalty on their 22. We also got cut Australia from the Lions tour. Rotation saves us Kiwis and Saffers from waiting 4 years as well, says Smithy Toilet. Because it must be the next one, isn't it? It is going to be in Australia, and we have also got in there, yep, in Australia, maybe if you have a VPN, you can watch it in the other countries as well, says AJ. And at this stage now, the Wallabies going to be about 38 metres out from the French line once again. Only a few minutes left in this first half, 36 and a half gone. Going to the back, found Matt Phillip there. Now it's going to be Jake Gordon flat ball into the hands of Valentini now. Is getting a bit of a drive forward. Gordon now, little offload out the back, little bit of a cheeky play here from the Wallabies, and it's going to be Hunter Paisami driven forward on the 22 now. At the moment, Gordon going crossfield, goes to Matt Phillip with a carry, who is dragged down there by, I believe, oh, that was a low ball from the pass from Jake Gordon, a little bit low for Noel Olesco, but taking it nicely. Rob Valentini now driving forward, but he is going to be tackled by Baptiste as well. Michael Hooper's got the ball in hand at the moment. The French are playing a physical game of rugby. He is just getting manhandled by Dante in the number 12 jersey there, Michael Hooper. Jake Gordon now goes back into the hands. Oh, it's a little bit of a play in the back line. Goes to Tom Wright out on the wing. He's extremely close to the touchline. He was just in touch there, Tom Wright. Somehow almost able to keep that ball in, but it did end up going into touch. But at this stage, France have still got a very important line out to win here. Tom Wright just a little bit too close to the touchline. Tries a little flick round the back, which did get the ball back into play, but unfortunately just running out of space down that wing. We have also got in the chat listening from Fiji, can you show the game since it's not live on our Sky channel here? Unfortunately, due to licensing, if I was to show any match footage or audio, they take down the live stream straight away. That's going to be a great run there from Barlow in the number 2 jersey. And that is a great way for the French side to escape their own 22. And at this stage, 2 minutes left in this first half. But yeah, pretty much any sign of any footage or anything gets you taken down, and you're not allowed to live stream on YouTube for 3 months. So I am sorry about that. We have got All Blacks will eat Wallabies for breakfast this year as well, says Coach Fang, and also Geez France. They have given away 5 and 7 minutes, costing them. As well, says Batman. Yeah, oh, tell you what, he's nailing the tackle there, Tom Banks. So that was by Villiers. At this stage, Tom right now under a huge amount of pressure. The Wallabies on their own 22 at the moment. And France have managed to travel this ball all the way up the field. Gordon now is going to be grabbing this ball here, giving it to Salakai Lotto. Looks like they're trying to hang on to it for the next minute and a half here, the Wallabies, but it might backfire because this France side trying to get in that breakdown straight away. Yeah, looks like they are just going to look to close out this first half, being only the 8 points behind. It looks like Gordon might look to set this one up for a kick to see if he can get a few extra meters. Has gone high. It's going close to the touchline, taken nicely there by Carbonell. Sells a bit of a dummy, but he is nailed on the tackle by Tom Wright. Straight on the ball was Kurumpeti, but not quite able to get it now. It's going to be the captain, Geelong, who is going to be firing up back now. Goes into the hands of Vincent, who is going to be tackled hard by Salakai and Phillip. Phillip at the moment getting held down in that breakdown. Demba Bumba, tackled by his opposite number, Alala Toa. Michael Hooper straight in that breakdown, not able to rip it away. 30 seconds left in this first half at the moment between these two sides. On the halfway line at the moment are France. Geelong just standing still there, taking contact. Looks like they were going to be closing it out, but unfortunately it's backfired. He's knocked the ball on, given away the penalty as well. And that is not what they would have been after there, unfortunately. It's one of those ones, that's a huge moment in the game. They decided rather than trying to attack, they would just close out the first half. But then from there now, the Wallabies have got a penalty just inside of their own half, and they will be possibly going for the corner here. Come on, Wallabies as well, says Clayton. And also we have got, and then we need a New Zealand, Aussie Bok, Argentina Lions equivalent. So the Southern Lions, perhaps. I know a lot of people have been asking for that, to possibly be that they choose all of those guys and bring them to the Northern Hemisphere as well. And we have got, yep, you were right about taking the opportunity, bro. How are the Aussie forwards playing, Hamish? I feel like they're too light as well, says David David. That's the thing, though. They are about 40 or 50 kgs heavier than this French side, but they don't look it in those breakdowns. Like French and France are playing a very aggressive game in the breakdown. And it is, oh, that's gone over the top, though. And now it's going to be in the hands of Barlow. So luckily for France now, they are going to get to do what they were going to do at halfway. They are going to kick it into touch. And at halftime, it is going to be 15 to France, 7 to the Wallabies. So a close game between these two sides. And we will have to wait and see who is going to be winning it in the second half. But yeah, a few penalties against France in this first half. Few handling errors as well for the Wallabies, I believe. You would say that they've had a few more in this one, but we'll get some stats up for you guys. Do let me know what you thought of this first half in the chat as well. Nonetheless, at this stage, it's a close game. The Wallabies, the way that France started, could have been a bigger split in the scoreboard there. And we have got Demba Bumba and Alan Alatoa look like brothers as well. Says Marco Vodabolivia. Wallabies are so useless, man, as well. Says Two Tipsy. Wallabies need some rugby league players in their team. Useless as well. Says Two Tipsy. Yeah, at the moment, it hasn't quite been going their way. Although on the stats, it's kind of surprising. 64% possession for the Wallabies in this first half. 71% territory And in the end, they've had less metres carried, 8 and 8 for the defenders being in between these two sides. Clean breaks 3-0 to France. And then you've also got tackles made at this stage, 77% of tackles being made by the Wallabies, 27 made, 8 missed. And then for France, they have made 50 tackles, 8 tackles missed as well, but they have got a tackling percentage of 86%. So at this stage, the tackling so far from France has been going pretty well for them. And they will be hoping that they can continue that into the second half as well. But I will mention, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. At the moment, we are extremely close to hitting 3,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It does help us out a lot. And yeah, nonetheless, at this stage, I will actually have a quick look to see what the poll is sitting on at the moment. And we are also sitting on 2,961. So we are only a total of 39 away as well, which is pretty awesome. But at this stage, the poll, we've had over 150 votes. We're sitting on 170. 59% of you has said that the Wallabies will win this one. A lot of those votes, though, coming before the match had started. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not that is going to be the case at the end of this one. We've also got in there, rightio, mates. I need some sleep. Good night, chat. Tuck me into bed, Kiwi. Tuck me into bed, Hamish, please. Thanks. Latest G as well, says Bucko on a polar bear as well. I will see you later, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in as well. It is hugely appreciated. Batman Bammy from reading his chat. As well, says Marco on a polar bear. I did not realize that. Nearly at 3K, says Millie Tula. I did realize that. We are getting extremely close at the moment. It's going to be exciting. I don't know. Maybe by the end of the night we will be able to hit it. And we have also got there 28 to 22 for Maxi. And can't believe I'm back in Aussie as well, says Maxi. Who would have thought that it would come to the day? Although I feel like it's that southern hemisphere. You know, you got to slightly back the boys from down south. But yeah, when we get to that Bledisloe, of course, it will all be on between these two sides. We've also got in there latest Cuzzy, says Smithy Toilet as well. But yeah, at this stage, the Wallabies, they've had more possession in this first half. The penalties have been going up against France. They've had quite a few at this stage. So it's going to be an interesting one to see whether or not, it's going to be interesting to see whether or not they end up with a yellow card late in this match. In my game that I played on Rugby Challenge, they actually did. I think they ended up with 1 or 2 in the end. So it could be the same as that one. But my scoreline was a little bit different to what it is at the moment in this game as well. We have what's got you, Cuzzy, too much, brother. As well, says Marco Vono Polar Bear. And also we have got, hey, Kiwi lads, hope you're having a good night. Man, who do you think will win this match, bro, says Expert Gaming. Now, before the match, I actually said Wallabies by 10. But I'm debating that now, to be completely honest, because I feel like the French side, they started well. Like, France were on fire straight away in this one with Villiers being able to score twice. But I feel like from there, Australia, even though there's been a few handling errors and whatnot, I feel like they're kind of taking their chances a little bit more than France. And France at this stage are almost on their last warning when it comes to defending inside of their 22 for the likes of offside, hands in the ruck, etc. So I feel like if it ends up with a yellow card or 2 up against France, I feel like the Wallabies might be able to run away with it late. But then also, if France can keep up that physical game that they're playing so far, it's going to be interesting. But I will show the benches as well for you guys, because of the fact that looking at that bench for the Wallabies, I feel like it almost has that little bit of an advantage. Lachlan Lonergan playing very well for the side that he played for, the Brumbies in Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. Then you also got Angus Baltini, Alatupo, 2 incredibly solid individuals there. So it's one of those ones as well that maybe, it could be an interesting factor to see what impact they can have later in a match. Also, Darcy Swain, Naisarani, Tate McDermott is a skilled individual as well. And then Len Ikitau, Andrew Callaway, he has got plenty of pace as well. It's going to be interesting, but then the likes of Cameron Waki off the bench of France could also have a bit of an impact in this one as well. We have also got in there NZ Coke, of it was Checker, no way, or if it was Checker, no way, says Maxi. Of course, with Dave Rennie as the coach of the Wallabies in this one. I want a new Wee Whacker. Send us a lazy $500 to G as well, says Bucko for the Polar Bear. And also we have got hit the sub button, boys, from Tesla in the chat. And also I feel like Wallabies will win by 16 as well, says Clayton. And come on, Aussie boys, pull your fingers out as well, says JT. We have got to remember, Kiwi lads, France have the best defence coach in the world, Sean Edwards. As a Wales fan, I can tell you he's bloody good as well, says Batman. And we have got same here, Rio Gamer Cuzzy using his card. Oh no, that is not ideal. And we have also got at the moment 43 likes, so that is very ideal. And I do thank you all very much for that support on these live streams. It does mean a lot. And we have had people from all around the world tuning into these live streams. We have got plenty more rugby later on tonight. We have got the Sharks taking on the British and Irish Lions. That should be a very exciting game. Going to be kicking off at around 5 a.m. here in New Zealand. Going to be a late night, but hopefully it will be a very good game of rugby as well. And the likes of Buthelezi and also Bolly, I feel like are going to be two keys in that fallback for the Sharks. Whereas I know Hamish Watson, he made the most tackles for the British and Irish Lions last week in the match up against the Bulls. No, sorry, it wasn't the Bulls. It was not the Lions. They played one more, haven't they? Or have they only played the one? They may have only played one over there at this stage. So, yeah, it is the Sharks that they are going to have at this stage. And we have also got in the chat from Smithy Toilet something that I cannot read out. But at this stage, the position in favour of the Wallabies, we're going to have to wait and see whether or not they will be able to make an impact in the second half. So far in this game, if I had to try and pick a player for the Wallabies that has been standing out, it's a hard one. I feel like maybe Harry Wilson once again is going to be solid no matter what I think. But Jake Gordon has been firing that ball out to the back quite nicely. But then for France, I feel like you're going to go with Gavin Villiers. He was able to score 2 tries in this match already, perhaps looking for that third. But they have got a decent man on the bench as well in Anthony Bouthier, who might get to come onto the field a little bit later on. But they went with the 6-2 split for France. So it's going to be an interesting one, that is for sure. But at this stage, we are just waiting for the second half to get back underway. So far, 59% of you has said that the Wallabies are going to be winning this match. And the big question is, are you guys going to be correct in that regard? We will have to wait and see as well. But also, I will see if I can find a little bit more information on this game as well for you guys. At this stage, they are just talking about the plays of the Wallabies, I believe, or France, because that's the thing. The French scrum, even though they have got the disadvantage in terms of the weight, they have still been looking extremely strong in that regard. Like that battle between Slipper and also Bumba just doesn't seem to be quite setting either side scrum. They've been trying to go off the back with Harry Wilson, the Wallabies, but it hasn't quite been able to set up that way. Hunter Paisami, he is going to be running hard with the ball. Someone actually that I will mention for France that I was pretty impressed with was Jonathan Dante. In that number 12 jersey, he was making some very good low tackles, although he did give away a couple penalties for offside as well. So we'll have to be careful of that later on in this first half as well. But I haven't got the penalty numbers in terms of how many penalties that each side did concede in this first half, but I think France would have been maybe around 10 or so. But yeah, that forward pass of Hunter Paisami, or to Hunter Paisami, I should say, is that situation. Who's winning as well? I forgot to put that one back up. There we go. The score at the moment is 7 to the Wallabies, 15 to France at halftime. But Paisami, he is always a dangerous ball runner when he does have the ball in hand. But Jake Gordon just getting that pass just a little bit too flat. And then because of that, it looks like at this stage they are going to be doing a bit of passing in the Stan Sports studio. But yeah, at this stage, 15 points for France. They were able to take the 3 points early on, as well as Villiers was able to also score 2 tries for him, both with a very exuberant dive, I guess you could say as well. At this stage now, we are just waiting for the second half to have to get back underway. And that's the thing. This isn't the only match that we are going to get to see between France and the Wallabies. The next match, I believe, is going to be on a Tuesday. And it's interesting that they haven't gone for a weekend, but I think it is because of how much rugby we have got on in the weekend. The likes of the Tonga versus Samoa Rugby World Cup qualifying matchup. That should be a very good match. All Blacks taking on Fiji. Also, you have got Argentina playing Wales, I believe, is another matchup that is going to be taking place. I am just going to quickly make sure that I have got that correct in regards that it is going to be on the Tuesday. But I do want you guys in the chat, let me know who you think is scoring the first try in the second half. Not the team, but the player. We will see if anyone can get it completely right. I am going to be going with Rob Valentini as my prediction. If I know the French, their discipline will let them down and they'll start throwing punches just like the good old days as well, says David. And I mean, at this stage, it doesn't seem like tensions are too high out there, but I feel like that is because of the split in the scoreline. So maybe if it gets that little bit closer, that tension could build. At this stage, they do still say that South Africa versus Georgia will be going ahead, but we might have to wait and see. In that regard, England are also going to be playing Canada as another matchup, and Ireland versus the USA. But yeah, next game for the Wallabies and France is going to be on Tuesday, the 13th of July. So that is next Tuesday that game is going to be taking place. Then it is going to be a game on Saturday, the 17th of July, and that is going to be following the second New Zealand versus Fiji game. And then in August, we have got the start of the Bledisloe Cup, only 30 days away from us getting to see New Zealand taking on Australia at Eden Park for the opening match of the Bledisloe Cup. That should be a very exciting matchup as well. Then we've also got South Africa versus Argentina coming up in the Rugby Championship. That one will be kicking off in only around 35 days' time. So we have got plenty of rugby coming up in the world, and it is going to be extremely exciting to watch all of it. But we've also got a couple games on in only a couple days' time. The Wallabies have got till next Tuesday to prepare for France once again. It will be interesting to see how many changes they make in that starting lineup and reserves. It'll be a great day when Kiwi Lads passes 2 cents and stuff. So I'm not sure whether that's going to be possible. He has been uploading a lot recently, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So he might be well and truly up there by the time that we get to a similar, if we get to a similar number as him. I think if we ever got to the 10,000, he would probably be sitting on at least 50 at that stage. As All Blacks playing South Africa this year, they are indeed. It is going to be part of the Rugby Championship. I believe it is going to be in around 2 months' time that we get to see it. In fact, I can give you the exact date as well. At this stage, I believe both games are going to be played in New Zealand. I think the first one at Eden Park and then the second one, or maybe it's the first one at Forsyth Bar Stadium, I believe. So we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case, that we do get to see both games in New Zealand, or if they try and mix it up a little bit. But that will be in late September, I believe, or early September. I am just looking through. It is New Zealand versus South Africa. The 25th of September is the first time that we get to see the All Blacks taking on the Springboks. So 78 days away. And then I believe there is a rematch against South Africa the next week, and that is going to be at Eden Park. Yes, it is. So we got a couple games between the All Blacks and South Africa as well coming up. And Kiwi Lads has the most rugby commentating records, most viewers per streams, most donations in the stream, etc. As well, says Smithy Toilet. Tell you what, the support on Super Rugby Trans Tasman and also Super Rugby Aotearoa was just huge from you guys as well. Like, you guys were tuning in every single live stream, and it is hugely appreciated, like, that you guys just keep on returning back to the channel. Hope you guys do enjoy the commentary as well. I do try my best to keep myself informed about all of the information about these players as we go, just because it's a weird thing. I feel like some people don't actually realize I only started watching rugby, like, kind of avidly probably at the start of Super Rugby Aotearoa was actually when I did watch the first when I did watch my first game of rugby in like a very long time. And then from there, I've pretty much had to try and learn all of the players again, which does mean that some of the names I do struggle with, and some of the players I should know, I probably don't know as much about them as I should, but I've slowly been kind of ending up, I've kind of been going through them and trying my best to be able to learn as much as I can in a short period of time, try and catch up a little bit in terms of their rugby knowledge. We have also got in there 21-13 ABs for their 100th test as well. Says Millie Toilet, yeah, that's going to be a huge game in Dunedin for the 100th match between the All Blacks and the Springboks. I'm excited, and we are only going to have to wait a couple more months now, which does make it that much more exciting. Kiwi Lads has all commentating records as well, most donations in a stream, in a sporting-related YouTube stream. Says Smithy Toilet, tell you what, definitely for rugby, like that live stream went insane as well, and it was pretty awesome, the amount of support you guys were showing on that one. And I don't think we'll ever top it, touch wood. I don't think we will be able to go above that, because I feel like it was just crazy for that live stream, but it was incredible as well at the same time. Bristol delaying Redrara's clearance. As I says, Iskaroi. That's the thing at this stage. Fiji are going to be missing a few of their good players. It's a little bit of a shame because of the fact that at this stage, like the Tonga versus Samoa Rugby World Cup qualifiers, if I was in charge, I would have probably delayed them a little bit because of the fact that both sides are going to be missing some of their key players, which I feel like is not what you want when you are in a qualifying match for the Rugby World Cup. They wouldn't make it to a 14 days quarantine, as well, says Escaroy. And we have also got there, don't polls help you with the YouTube algorithm, says Luke. I think they do on the community tab. I'm not sure about live stream polls, though. I haven't actually looked into any information about it in that regard, but I do know we've had about 180 votes on that one as well. 188 and 57% say that the Wallabies are going to be winning it, and the rest have said that it will be the win for France once again in this matchup. We'll quickly go back, and we are only moments away from kickoff for the second half, and David once again has donated $5. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated at the start of the second half as well. And cheers, Hamish, is the message as well. The kickoff is here, France. At this stage, 40 minutes to go in this match. 15 to France, 7 to the Wallabies. Taken nicely by Matt Phillip on the 22 there. France once again trying to stop that rolling maul from moving. They're doing decently defending it so far, but it is still making a few extra meters just outside of the 22, which does mean now that they won't be able to kick this one into touch on the full. But Jake Gordon now looking like he will be kicking this one. It's going to be a penalty, though, for the player joining from the side of the rolling maul. That is not what they would have been wanting in that situation there. At this stage, 7 points to France, and also it will be 15 points to 15 points to France, 7 to the Wallabies donation stream to begin. As I said, although I feel like the donation train that we went on that other time cannot be replicated. I feel like it was just incredible the way that it kept on going up. We've also got reliable for a stream, love it as well, says Paul, as well. Miss first half, France, good, or Australia bad as well, says Paul. At this stage, France started this match extremely well, but penalties so far, they've given away 8 has just come up, which isn't really what they would have been wanting. A lot of those inside of their own 22 as well, so they'll have to be careful with the discipline. But overall, the Wallabies, they've had a few decent runs, but France so far have been shutting it down pretty nicely. And that would probably be down to the rush defence as well. Paisami now driving forward, but Vincent has taken him down 30 out from the Wallabies line, from the French line. Matt Phillip now getting another carry. Taken down to the ground, round the side, Harry Wilson looking for the offload. And straight in there was Barlow, not able to get it. Marika Corambetti plays halfback now. And he has been dragged down by the number 4 for France. Going to be 5 back now. Alala goes into the hands of Salakai Alotto on the 22. Phase after phase at the moment for the Wallabies, going short side now. Quick hands goes out to Rob Valentini, trying to make the fend, but he was dragged into touch by Kuyu. That was well done there by the number 9 for France, muscling up as well. We have also got, I just subscribed as well, says Luke, and best player so far. Right, best player. I feel like best player in this match, it's probably, Villiers has been able to score twice, but I would say that Dante, if he hadn't given away 2 penalties for being offside, I would 100% say him, because his tackling has been very good in that first receiver role. But Harry Wilson has also been doing pretty decently so far. It's going to be a penalty to the Wallabies now. And that is inside of the 22, not releasing. Talfa Fanua there. And the number 7 there is not too happy, Geelong. But it is not releasing. It was Michael Hooper who was able to win it. Talfa Fanua there. Went to ground in the end. And then from there, Michael Hooper hands straight on the ball. And he was able to win that penalty for them. Your scoreboard still says halftime. Right, I will quickly update that. Thank you very much, Bertie. For me, it actually... Okay, there we go. For some reason, it's still at halftime, but I did actually have it as for me without the halftime, which was weird. But we always got there. Evening, mate. How are you? I am doing well. I am excited for the rest of this game and also for the rest of the rugby that we will get to see today. It's going to be exciting. Nice. You got donation, Kiwi lads. Says Barry Green. It is indeed. And it just goes straight back into the channel. We did upgrade our live streaming software recently with those donations that we received that other week. So if you guys have noticed that the kind of quality of the picture is just a little bit higher, it is because of that now we are going in 1080p rather than 720, which I feel like sounds like just random numbers if you guys don't know too much about kind of like live streaming and whatnot, because I have no idea what I'm doing half the time, to be fair as well. But yeah, they said that it would be a little bit better, so I did upgrade it with that. But yeah, now it's going to be kicked off by France. Once again, that kick from Noel Alessio going over, and now the score is 10 to France. 10 to the Wallabies. Sorry, Geelong with a great low shot on Corambetti there inside of the 22 at the moment. Other Wallabies, Jake Gordon now looking to pass it back to Wilson. He has been dragged down to the ground there, Harry Wilson. Been put on his face at the moment, which is unfortunate for the man. But now Jake Gordon going to be kicking this one high from inside of his own 22. It goes into touch. Not too many meters on that one. So just outside of the 22, 25 out from their own line. Now the Wallabies are going to be defending in this lineup. But that was a great low shot from the captain, Geelong there. Almost tipping Marika Corambetti up on his head. Oh, yeah, he's got this France team as well, says Amore, and evening, Kieran, as well, says Bertie. And he is at the moment, he's still smiling. He's loving it by the looks of it. Well, my cat at the moment looks like he is going to be sitting in front of the fire. I thought he might have been coming over to me there, but now it's off the back of the line out. It's going to be Harry Wilson stolen in the breakdown, or almost. Oh, Dante not quite able to get it. He's given away another penalty, unfortunately. Now it's going to be Tamua on the outside. Paisami, they've got a back line here. It's going to be Tom Banks down the wing, done the little chipper behind. He's got plenty of pace. Tom Banks, is he going to be able to win it? No, it's going to be Kuyu who does get it there. And it means now that it is going to be a 22 dropout. Of course, international rules are going to be played here. If it was inside a Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, it would have been a goal line dropout, but this one now is going to be a 22 dropout there for the French side. Noel Alessio going for a little bit of a kick and behind. That was a nothing kick, unfortunately, for him. And now it's been returned, and that is a big kick and behind by France. Big mistake there by Noel Alessio. And now at this stage, Hunter Paisami just jogging back. He's got big pressure on him by Pinot, but it is going to be Tom right now who does kick this ball into touch. Michael Hooper was still there. He didn't touch the ball there, though. At this stage, we have what's got in there as well. That 600 pounds that you got Lowell claim dominance in the chat, I know, as well, says Barry Green. And we have what's got good commentary from Peter as well. Thank you very much, mate, for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We've also got Tesla says, I'm trying to donate $5. I'll restart my tablet as well. See, that's the thing. I don't actually completely understand how the donations work in terms of how to actually do them. Flat ball there from Vincent. It was Jaminet who was dragged down now. Now it's going to be the quick feet of Carbonell trying to find a bit of a gap. He has been tackled by Wilson and Hooper. Low ball there. Awkward bouncing one for France, but nicely claimed there by Ballor. And he has offloaded it back now to Vincent now. Goes into the hands of Demba Bamba. Trying to make those meters, but he has gone to ground there with ball in hand. It's going to be a little knock on, though. And because of it now, the Wallabies once again are going to have the scrum feed. We have also got in there, how's the weather there? Here in Durban, it's a nice sunny day here in New Zealand at the moment. Where I am, it is currently 2 degrees, and it is 11:10 at night. So it's slightly unfortunate that we're in the middle of winter here, but I feel like it's one of those ones that as soon as it's summer, it is going to be pretty nice indeed because of the fact that, it's getting a little bit chilly at night time, that is for sure. And we have also got, yes, my brother as well, says Tim, welcome into the live stream, mate. Hello again, Hamish, how are you? I'm doing well. I have been loving this game so far between these two sides. It seems like could go down to the wire, which is why we love watching these international fixtures. But at this stage now, the Wallabies 40 metres out from their own line, 47 minutes into this match, still with that weight advantage of around 50 kgs for the Wallabies, 913 kgs to the 865 of France. We've also got in there Bumba with a dear run at the Tongan 4. And tell you what, that might not be too far away if we do get to see that, because of the fact that at this stage, we're up to 47 minutes. They've got Angus Bell. They've got the Tongan Thor, Taniela Tupou. It's going to be interesting to see what they will be able to do. And we have what's got there. Buy me a ticket, please, my brother. I will come home, back home, please, as well, says TM. And is that for any of the rugby team, or is that just in general now? It's going to be in the hands of Tom Banks, kicks it in behind, finding a bit of territory there. And it's going into touch just inside of the 22 of France. So at this stage, the Wallabies slightly changing their game plan in the second half. Noel Alessio also decided to go for that corner earlier on, but it didn't quite work out for him. That is a better kick from Tom Banks, though. And now on the 22, it is going to be the Wallabies feed once again. Or sorry, the France line-out throw, I should say, with the Wallabies trying to steal. We always got by yourself a here, Kiwi lads, to keep you warm as well, says Barry Green. I have actually got the fire there, so hopefully it is still going. I saw that my dad did top it up with wood maybe about half an hour ago, so by the end of this match, hopefully it still will be going, but that is going to be Geelong on the 22 now. And the Wallabies here trying to steal this ball in the breakdown. The last thing they want to do is give away a penalty. The Wallabies' defence and overall their discipline in this match has been pretty decent. My home is in New Zealand, as well, says Tian. And that one has been kicked downfield now by Kuyu. That is a good kick in behind. Tom Wright playing tightrope right next to the sideline there, but now it's going to be Tom Banks firing this one up. Wright's going to be chasing it. It's looking close to the touch line, and it's gone into touch on the full from Tom Banks. I jinxed it big time. I said that the territory game, they were doing decently so far, but unfortunately now it means that France are now going to have another attacking opportunity here early on in the second half. But at this stage, also in that poll that I did do before the matchup, we have got at this stage 59% are still saying that the Wallabies will be able to win. Of course, you're not actually able to change what your one that you are going to be going for in that poll is. That's a little bit of a shame that you can't actually change the poll once you've voted, because of course throughout a match it's going to change a little bit into the different situations. Goes to the front there, and it's going to be in the hands of Girassi, who did have that ball just on the 22 now for France. It's going to be back now in the hands of Geelong. Running sideways, it's going to be Bumba trying to fend off Salakai Lotto, but he does manage to drag him down. Geelong once again having another carry. Oh, tough of Hanua. Hit hard in the tackle by, it was Valentini driving forward. Hooper makes the tackle now. Once again, it's going to be an advantage and a penalty to France there. Michael Hooper not quite able to get away in time. Now there's a bit of push and shove happening out there at the moment between the two sides. James Slipper has Delphi Fanua on him at the moment. And now there's a bit more push and shove. And like someone mentioned earlier, these two sides, they get fired up pretty easy. James Slipper at the moment is still on the ground. He has been pulled back up to the feet. But Delphi Fanua, he has not taken any of the chat from the Wallabies there. He was just telling them big time there, but James Slipper there is getting fired up. But Michael Hooper, unfortunately, his leg just got caught in the wrong position there, giving away the penalty when Geelong tried to go around the side of the ruck. And then from there, Payanga Mosa jumped on the ball. A little bit of a wrestle from James Slipper, and then he was pushed over by Girassi. Bit more push and shove on the ground as well. We have got you on WhatsApp. I don't actually have WhatsApp. I don't think we normally have WhatsApp, or I don't know too many people in New Zealand who actually have it, to be fair, but I think it is around somewhere, but I do not have it, unfortunately. Sorry, Carl. Carl, sorry, has said to you, brother. What do you think the Wallabies are going to get up? Says Carl Bowden. It's a hard one because they are going to be down by 8 points with this penalty that France are going to be taking now. So it does put them in that awkward position. One moment, I am going to quickly update the scoreboard because this one will be going over from Carbonell. He did miss his first kick in the game, but from there he has been able to get them right, and that will now make the score 18 to France, 10 to the Wallabies. So 8-point difference. It's going to be a little bit tough for them to be able to fight back the Wallabies, but at the end of the day, if they can get a try very soon or a penalty, they are still right in this match. And I would say they have the better bench a little bit, and they're already going to it. Taniela Tupou now making his way out onto the field. Tongan Thor didn't have the Super Rugby Trans-Tasman that he would have wanted there, but he is a very dangerous player when he has the ball in hand. Alan Alatoa getting the clap off the field, I believe, also because we are in Reds territory. It's at Suncorp Stadium. They love their Reds players who are out on the field at the moment, including that man, Taniela Tupou, kicked off. Dante has dropped the ball there. It's gone forward a little bit, and now it's going to be a scrum feed for the Wallabies on the 22 line. Dante isn't a ball at the moment. I'm not sure what happened to him. I'm not sure whether he got a boot to the face or something along those lines, but he doesn't look too flash at the moment, Dante. We have also got there in the chat greetings from Malaysia. It's currently 7:25 p.m. Oh, okay, he was falling down. Harry Wilson trying to make the tackle on him, ended up connecting with the face for Dante there. And we have also got 32 degrees there. At the moment, if you take away 30 of that, we are sitting at 2 degrees here in New Zealand, where I am. And we've also got Hamish. Which city are you at? I'm in a small town in the South Island, so I feel like the easiest way to describe it is either halfway in between Crusaders and Highlanders, or in the situation of South Canterbury. It's kind of maybe the next biggest area that you guys may actually know. And we've got also got in the chat from Bahandahana Singh. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I may not have, though. Unfortunately, we've got awful Wallabies past decade no-show. It's a shame on the boys no-show as well. And that's the thing. I feel like for the sake of the Wallabies, like Super Rugby Trans-Tasman, it didn't go their way. They need to have some wins here in the near future heading into that Bledisloe Cup if they want to find just that little bit of momentum. But they are showing outside of the stadium at the moment in Suncorp Stadium. It is looking like a beautiful night there in Australia. We have also got in the logo Wallabies from Gillian Home as well. Welcome into the live stream. We've also got a donation from Tesla as well. I do thank you very much for that, mate. Hugely appreciated. What minute is it at the moment? We are sitting at 52 minutes. And also they have made a sub there. The French side, they are bringing on, I believe it was, was it Pacenti or was it Viverberg? I think it might have been Van Verberg, sorry, who has made his way out onto the field. We also got, you're going to stream the Sharks game, Hamish. I am indeed. I am looking forward to it. It is still going to be around 6 hours away. It's going to be a 5 a.m. start here in New Zealand, but I feel like it's going to be worth it because it could be a very good game of rugby indeed. But yeah, I do appreciate that donation very much, Tesla. Hugely appreciated, mate. Thank you very much. And at the stage now, the Wallabies on the 22. They are driving forward now. It's popped out the side and they've got the penalty. Oh, what's that dive? Get out of it, Kuyu. Right. So at this stage now, Kuyu did a big old. He got hit by Tom Wright because he kicked the ball away. And he kind of did the big, like he had been shot, unfortunately. And at this stage, I don't think they're going to give anything for it. Surely not. But Kuyu, he kicked the ball downfield. Tom Wright tried to make the tackle on him. And Tongan Thor straight away having an impact in that scrum there. And at this stage, yeah, it's going to be an interesting contest later on as well between those two guys. We got Go France, 27 degrees here in Samoa, as well, says Leonard. And I will ask you, Leonard, for your score prediction in the match between, it is going to be Samoa and Tonga for the Rugby World Cup qualifier. Who do you think is going to win that match, and what is your score prediction as well? What did you think of the All Blacks versus Tonga game as well, says Carl? It's a hard one. I will come back to it in just a moment, though, because it is going to be a 5-metre line out at the moment for the Wallabies, and this is a huge opportunity for them to once again be able to get themselves on the board with a try. So straight after that, though, I will go straight back to that question and took Bumba off when Nella came on as well, says Millie Toilet. So it is going to be Filatia, I believe, and also Cameron Waki making his way onto the field for Makalu at this stage as well. Going to the front to Salakai Lotto now. And now they are defending here. France driving them slightly towards the touchline. It's at the back. Payanga Mosa got the ball in hand. They're bringing in a few extra players there. It's a complete halt there. A lot of players committed. Now it's going to be Jake Gordon out the back line. Goes a little kick from Paisam. He's sitting up nicely. Oh, Tom Wright hasn't taken it though. And it's a little knock on from Tom Wright. That was the chance for the Wallabies. But unfortunately for them, it didn't quite work out for them there. And that is not what they were wanting there at the big time. But yeah, for that game between the All Blacks and Tonga, like the All Blacks, they played very well. I feel like Tonga, with the limited experience that they had in that game, I don't think they did too badly, which sounds weird with the scoreline. But at the end of the game, like you can kind of tell when a team give up, but Tonga just didn't in that regard. And yes, it was a huge score against Tonga, but like those young players, they were putting everything on the line. Like, and they were still trying at the later stages. It's like how they had those opportunities like to be able to get some points on the ball, but they were like, right, we're going for the scrum or we're going for the corner for the sake of, just trying to get that final blow, but not quite able to do it. Darcy Swain out on the field now, and that's going to be for Matt Phillips. So that is a debut for Darcy Swain. He had a good season for the Brumbies. Now he's got a huge opportunity here to play in the gold jersey. We've also got in the chat as well, we have got, will you be up for the Sharks game, Hamish? I will indeed. You think the Sharks can cause an upset? It's a hard one. I feel like the British and Irish Lions, the way that they're rotating their side, they've got a lot of depth in that regard. And the Sharks, with them missing a few of their Springboks, the likes of Budalese, though, I feel like he's going to have a very good game, I have a feeling. I feel like he'll get injured in like the first 2 minutes, and I'll be like completely wrong in that regard. But I feel like there's a couple of those Sharks players that could possibly kind of take it to that British and Irish Lions side. So we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. But now it's going to be a 5-metre scrum for the French side here. Les Bleus only 5 metres out from their line, straight out in front of the goalpost as well. So this one will just be an opportunity for them to clear if they do get the chance here in the scrum. But Taniela Tupou with a big shunt. They've gone down in the front row. But now it is going to be going back into the hands now. Oh, it's Dante, but he has run over the top of Noel Alicio with the offload now out into the hands of Pinot. He is nailed in the tackle by Marika Kurumpetti. A little bit of a counter-ruck from the Wallabies now rushing up as well as Michael Hooper. This ball almost on the side of the Wallabies, but it's still going to be the ball for France. Kuyu now is going to be looking to go to one of the forwards, create that angle for the clearing kick at the stage 56 minutes into this game. And there is still a lot of pressure on both sides to be able to get these moments right. And every moment in this game can be crucial at this stage. Kuyu now with the kick. It's been charged down by Darcy Swain. Got into touch though. So now it's going to be the line out for France inside of their own 22. We've also got in there Yamabai for my Crusaders jersey and an All Blacks jersey. So he's saying, is that for me to buy one, or is that that you're thinking about buying one? Because I've realised I don't actually own any kits other than my Chiefs one and a kind of knockoff All Blacks one that I have got. Other than that, I don't actually end up. I haven't really got that many, unfortunately. But I feel like that's something I'd like to increase in the future as well. Now it's going to be Geelong on the 22, claiming that line out for the French side. Almost charged down again by Darcy Swain, but that is a better kick downfield from Kuyu now. We have also got in there Samoa 18 and Tonga 12 in that game as well. Such a privilege to have you in our chat as well. For TM brother, I'm a huge fan, says Smithy Toilet as well. And Hamish, do you think the Sharks can cause an upset? I don't know. I think it's going to be closer than the Lions versus British and Irish Lions game, but I don't quite know whether they'll be able to get over the line. I hope that they can put up a big fight now. But now it's going to be in the hands of Hunter Paisami, tackle low by Geelong. And then now Gordon going to Rob Valentini, the man who I said would get the first try of the second half. We still haven't had a try in the second half yet. Little knock on. Jinxed them big time, and now it's going to be the scrum feed for France once again. CG as well, says Sebastian. Welcome into the live stream, mate. And how's the French fitness looking, Hamish? At this stage, they're not looking too bad overall. I feel like it's one of those interesting situations that the more that they go to the bench, I feel like it's kind of like a lot of these players with as many debuts as they have, they probably haven't played too much together in terms of definitely not at international level. So that might take a little bit of a period to get used to, and that's when the Wallabies could be able to pounce later in this game. But at the moment, France still leading by 8 points. I feel like it's one of those ones that the Wallabies, unless they can score very soon, they are going to be in trouble in this match. I hope the Sharks can cause an upset. See you later as well, says Gillian. And also, the All Blacks jersey as well, says Tian. I have a T-shirt that is an All Blacks one, but it's not actually like an actual kit. It's kind of just a basic t-shirt. I actually bought it in Bali, of all places, when I did go there many years ago, and somehow it still fits. So that is what I have got for my All Blacks game. Do you think it's game over? Says Aidan. I don't think it is yet. I think it's one of those ones that all it takes is one try from the Wallabies soon. But if France score the next try, tell you what, we'll play it. Next try wins, I think, is the way that I'm thinking at the moment. Kuyu, it's a penalty to the Wallabies, though. 40 metres out from the French line, and all of a sudden now, if I was going to say that France were going to win this one, I feel like that little moment might have just changed it because of the fact it just keeps on going back and forth in the scrums at this stage. And at this stage, we are also increasing in subscribers. So I do thank you all very much for that. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be back with the Wallabies versus France next week, as well as the All Blacks taking on Fiji. We've got many more games that we are going to be doing. The Rugby World Cup qualifier between Samoa and Tonga, also going to be a game that we do. Do you think it's game over in there as well? And up the Sharks, I hope they can cause an upset as well. Said Cecily, and yes, finally a decent halfback about to come on. Archangel has said, and that is, of course, Tate McDermott. And that's the big thing. We're at Suncorp Stadium, so the crowd absolutely love the Reds players. They were bringing in some huge numbers for attendances throughout the season for Super Rugby, Trans-Tasman and Super Rugby AU. Noel Alessio at the moment kicking at 100%. He has got the opportunity here to make it 3 from 3 and make it only a 5-point game. But the big thing as well is the fact that France went with a 6-2 split. So I feel like they knew that those forwards were going to be doing a lot of the work in those breakdowns. So that might benefit them later on in this match as well. So it's more of the case of how long can the Wallabies loose forward trio stay out there to save, I believe, off the bench, it is Nizarani. So it depends on where they decide to put him as well. Noel Alessio, about 37 metres out here, straight out in front, little bit to the right-hand side. Is he going to be able to get it here, Noel Alessio? Yes, he does. And now we're back to a 5-point contest between Australia and France. Big question is, are they going to be able to make the comeback, or can France once again extend that lead as well? We've also got in there, if there is any more tries, that is a good point. I think at this stage there could only be maybe 1 or 2 more, but it is going to be Lachlan Lonergan making his way out on the field for Brandon Paianga-Mosa. Another debut. Lachlan Lonergan, he had a fantastic season for the, it was the Brumbies in the end, which did actually earn him a few starting positions over Folau Fainga'a. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do out there. He loves a rolling maul as well. Mokorum Betty now taking that one inside of the 22. Breaking the line as well, but he is dragged down by Vincent, who has made quite a few tackles. Marika Corum-Betty once again puts the ball down. Bounces back up and has another carry. Tate McDermott now passing it out to Taniela Tupou. The Reds players linking up now. It's going to be Matt Tamua. He is going to be dragged down but fires it back with the offload now out to Tom Banks. He is 40 metres out from his own line at the moment. France straight on the ball and they win the penalty. Does that mean that they are going to take the 3 points on? That's a question. Let's go, says Archangel as well. And we have Oscar Hello from Fiji. Says, Waisali, welcome in to the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. I did put $10 on the Sharks paying $10 as well, says Aidan. And I know that other one that you did on the Sharks versus Bulls game didn't quite go your way. So hopefully, in that regard, that one does gravity. As says Australia Les Bleus. Hopefully, I'll pronounce that correctly, but I believe that is go France, if I'm not wrong, or go the Blues. So at this stage here, they are going to be extending this lead back to 8. This is costing the Wallabies a little bit here. The discipline in that first half was very good from them, only giving away the 2 penalties to the 8 of France. But now they're in that situation of it starting to slowly creep up to an even playing field. We've also got Laufu in the chat. As said, hi, brother, welcome into the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning into this one. At this stage, I believe, if I'm not wrong as well, I will have a quick look. While this kick is going to be kicked by, it is going to be Jaminet, who is going to be taken on, or Jamanier, sorry, who is going to be taken on this kick. Is he going to be able to get it here? That is the big question. 62 minutes into this game, up the Wallabies as well, says Ed Vogel. Oh, he has got it, so it's back to an 8-point game. The Wallabies, they need to shut down this pattern because at the moment, France just keep on extending that lead. Every time the Wallabies fight back just that little bit. At this stage, also, we have now got, is Bosch playing? Says Aidan, Kerwin Bosch, I believe he is in that number 10 jersey. He is indeed for that game. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. And also another man who's going to be interesting, see what he can do. Angus Bell now making his way out onto the field for the Wallabies. He is an absolute unit. He runs the ball like he is a back, but he is a forward. He is a prop, but he has got pace to burn. And he will be hoping to have a big impact in this one. He was replacing the man in the number 1 jersey, James Slipper. Kicked off now. It's going to be an answer. Dante, beautiful low tackle there by Tom Wright. And they have still got this ball here, France. Kuyu looks like he is going to be kicking this one downfield. And at this stage now, they have only got 17 minutes left in this match, the Wallabies, if they want to make that comeback. But France at this stage looking dangerous with ball in hand as well. We also got Yuma by Fumaya Crusaders jersey and Sooty in an All Blacks jersey. And Sooty, please, says Tian. I'm not too sure what Sooty is, unfortunately. Sorry, mate. So you may have to specify a little bit more. Love the depth of French rugby going to be a real force moving forward. They are indeed. Oh, that one's not straight from the Wallabies there. And now France have got another opportunity. Lachlan Lonergan, I was hyping him up, but unfortunately they're getting that throw just a little bit wrong. 63 minutes into this game, Michael Hooper, he's looking nervous. First game back since coming back from Japan. He doesn't want it to be a loss for the Wallabies. They want to find a way of winning this one. They were almost the favourites in this one. It is going to be Balor coming off the field. That's going to be for Etria as well. So they are making plenty of subs here. France, they went with the extra forward on the bench, and perhaps it will pay dividends to them. But this front row is exciting for the Wallabies. Turnovers conceded. Handling error is 6 by the Wallabies, 5 by France in this one. Turnovers conceded, 10 by the Wallabies, 7 by France as well. Yeah, front row, Angus Bell, Taniela Tupou. It's a free kick for going too early there. I keep on jinxing everything I say at the moment. You've got Tim, brother, I'm a huge fan. Says Smithy Toiler as well. So now they're going to have the opportunity to take the free kick. Looks like it is going to be he's gone with the high kick here to see if they can retain this one just outside of the 22. Beautifully taken by Tom Banks there. And that was a tremendous take from the number 15 for the Wallabies. Now they've got a backline opportunity. Matt Tamua there selling the ball the wrong way. And it didn't quite find it. Noel Alessio now under pressure inside of his own 22. Firing the line. Oh, the wide ball. That's a risky play. Now it's going to be Rob Ballatini inside ball to Michael Hooper. And at this stage, he was tackled by the number 21, which in this one is Cameron Walkie. They're inside of their own 22 now. The Wallabies, they have dug themselves a big hole here. And he is going to be driven into touch by the looks of it. Tate McDermott extremely close to the touchline. Who's got this ball? It is in the hands of the Wallabies now. Noel Alessio going to be playing halfback for this one. Decides against it, gives it to Tate McDermott instead. Going across field into the hands of Angus Bell now just inside of their own 22 here, the Wallabies. They need to be extremely careful in this regard because of the fact that if they make one little mistake, could be costly for them. Jean-Baptiste Grus is coming off the field. And that is going to be for Walker as well. McDermott kicks it high, and that one has gone into touch from Tate McDermott just outside of the 22, though. France pouring on the pressure once again. We have also got there, are you on WhatsApp? I am not, unfortunately. Sorry, mate. And we have also got there, there's also Marnie Labok. Yeah, he's going to be starting at 15 in this one. So it's going to be an awesome one to be able to see what he can do for the Sharks up against the British and Irish Lions. I believe at number 15, they have gone with Liam Williams, though, for the British and Irish Lions. So it's going to be hard for them to be able to possibly match up with a player of his caliber as well. And at this stage now, it's going to be Geelong. Little sell on the dummy there, tackled by Angus Bell, driven backwards in the tackle as well. 66 minutes into this game, I do see as well. I haven't mentioned it in a little while, little knock on. And that is now going to be the scrum fee for France once again. But yeah, it is currently 66 minutes into this game, Paul. And we have got, hey, we want to watch the game. It says Salimoni. Unfortunately, due to licensing, if I was to show any footage or audio, sadly, it does end up getting the live stream taken down and we get banned for 3 months from live streaming. So I wish I could show it. But yeah, unfortunately, sorry, I'm not actually able to due to YouTube's kind of copyright system. But I wish that I could. Like, I would love to be able to have me up in the corner or even just have the footage and have me as the commentary. Who knows? Maybe one day. I think it would probably cost a lot for broadcasting rights, but I feel like if we were able to make it happen, I would 100% take on the opportunity to be able to do so. Imagine that, live streaming the games on YouTube with the commentary as well. Although I feel like in that situation, you guys would probably be like, shh, we want to see the commentary rather than they've taken that one quickly, Tate McDermott, which is an interesting choice, made his way up to the halfway line, though. So it's worked out a little bit for the Wallabies. Now it's going to be back in the hands of Paisami trying to shunt off the tackle, but it was a very nice one. It's popped out now. It's going to be Vincent, wasn't quite able to link up with, it was Pinot out on that wing. We've hardly seen him in this match, Pinot, so far, and he was one of the players that I said could be one of the keys for them. At this stage now, it's going to be back in the hands of Kuyu with the wide ball gone into touch, and now it's going to be the line out for the Wallabies. Currently only 13 minutes left in this match. Everyone's got a lovely thanks. As well, says Paul, there's always, there's also James Fenter. I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be it's going to be closer than people think. What you have as the final score on Rugby Challenge, says Aiden. I haven't actually edited it yet, but I know that I did play that matchup. Andrew Callaway, though, going to be getting a debut. Tom Wright coming off the field, and Andrew Callaway, he is one for the future for the Wallabies. He is a very impressive player. That one is claimed by the Wallabies there, and they're going for the rolling maul now. They are on the halfway line. They've got 50 metres to go, and they need 8 points in this game, and they've only got 12 minutes to do it here, the Wallabies, as well. It's going back now, Lonergan, going out to Tate McDermott. Looks like he's setting up for the kick. Yes, he does. And it's going to be Marika Korombeti chasing this one. Nicely weighted, but it is going to be taken nicely. No, it's not. It is a little knock on by France. And now Matt Tamua goes out. It's an answer Hunter by Summy. He needs to pin the ears back. He's fired it wide. Out to Andrew Callaway now, who is trying to find the gap, but he is being dragged down by the captain, Geelong. First touch for him at international level. It goes back. Lulicio with a little bit of a rough pass out in front of Angus Bell, but he does claim it nicely. McDermott goes back now. Salakai Lotto driving at the line, driven backwards. He was offside though, so they've got the advantage now. And at this stage, the Wallabies, they will want to turn this into 7 points, and then they will only be 1 point behind. Oh, Lulicio hard in the tackle. It's going to be Korombeti claiming that one close to the touchline, driven out as well. And it is now going back for the penalty, which would put them back within 7 points if they do take it on as well. And we have also got in there, what was the final score on Rugby Challenge? I will quickly get it back up for you so that I can see exactly what it was. I know that it was a high-scoring one. What did we end up with at the moment? I have got a screenshot. They are going for the corner here. Tom Banks has decided that that is going to be the better option in the end. In the end, for me, it was 28 to the British and Irish Lions, 21 to the Sharks in my matchup. So it's pretty close, but I will be uploading that probably before the real-life game takes place. Because for me, in the France versus Australia game that I did, was sitting at 35-14, I think, the end score to France. So it's going to be interesting if that is the case. But 5 metres out now, the line out for the Wallabies. 10 minutes left in this one. Salakai Lotto goes to the front, and they are joining that one. It has gone down to the ground there, but it is at the back for Lachlan Lonergan. They've also made another change, and that is going to be Kulyu coming off the field, and that is going to be Iribaran, who is replacing him, or Irimbare, I believe it is. Rob Valentini now driving 5 metres out here for the Wallabies. McDermott sells the dummy, little offload to Harry Wilson driving, but he wasn't able to get there. Marika Korombeti around the side, driving forward at the line, diving at the line. Not able to get there. Daniela Tupou, inches now for the Wallabies from this line. I believe they have got the advantage as well. It's a try for the Wallabies, and it's the captain, Michael Hooper, who was able to score at Wallabies right back in this match now. Back to 3 points as the difference. The kick to come as well. Michael Hooper, if there was a time for him to step up in this game, it is right there. Harry Wilson with a great run. Also Valentini setting that one up. Then around the side, Marika Korombeti thought he was going to be able to get over the line. Not quite able to. Then from there, Michael Hooper, he did it beautifully there. Spins it round so that you can't tackle a man's backside is the comment there. It was very strategic, very smart from the captain, Michael Hooper. And because of it now, they are almost back in the lead in this match. Have they been in the lead throughout this match? I don't think they almost have. So they want to touch that lead for the first time, and late in this match could be a good opportunity for them to do so. But great try there for Michael Hooper, the captain. And the Wallabies, I didn't say Michael Hooper was going to score. I said that it was going to be Rob Valentini. I was one position off, but that one has gone over from Noel Lulicio. And we are back to a 1 point contest. We'll quickly put on my scoreboard as well, Michael Hooper was able to score it there for the Wallabies, and Suncorp Stadium would have gone alive at that stage. They would have been cheering up a storm because of the fact that this game is not over for either side yet. We have also got in there, my brother, you can buy for my an All Black ball as well, says Tian. I actually have a Gilbert ball, but not an All Black one in that regard. And we have also got there a screen for a stats credit card, and also what an ugly try. But oh well, let's go. So it says Angel, sorry. And Valerie, what number is he as well at this stage? Who are we looking for? He is number 11. That one's gone high. I think that's gone out on the full there from Jaminet, unfortunately for him. And now the Wallabies supporters in attendance at Suncorp are starting to come alive big time because they know that they've got a little bit of a chance. Jaminet actually blaming the call from someone else there for that kick that he did absolutely slaughter off the side of the boot. But now it is going to be the Wallabies with this line out on around the halfway line. But yeah, for this match, it is Gavin Villiers is at number 11 for this one. Woohoo, well done, Wallabies as well, says Gillian. Now it is going to be Lachlan Lonergan needs to get this one straight, going to the front to Salakai Lotto. McDermott now goes back. Now Tom Moore into the hands of, it was nice Arani now getting a carry as well. I believe he is on the field for, it must be, I would say it is Harry Wilson, or a counter-ruck there from France, but they have somehow kept that ball there, the Wallabies, just inside of the French half now. It's going to be Marika Kurambedi bulldozing his way forward. It's a penalty, though. He gave it away. Was the player leaving his feet? I believe it was Paisami, who did decide to try and go in there, and unfortunately didn't quite work out. Drop kick from Oz as well. Says I feel like both sides might consider a drop kick at this point, the way that it's going, but Marika Kurambedi, he was dragged down. Then from there, it was, I believe, it was Cameron Walkie went straight in, and then Hunter Paisami straight over the top. You're not allowed to do that, and because of it now, it's given away the penalty, but it isn't within kicking distance for France at this stage, and we obviously got France will win by 1 point as well, says Aiden, and also I'm getting up early to listen to tomorrow's game, bro, as well, says David, and much appreciated as well, mate. And yeah, at this stage, like, you guys have been tuning in for every single live stream that we have been doing in the last few months, so it is hugely appreciated. At this stage, 44% are saying France will win, 56% are saying that the Wallabies will be able to get the comeback win. It's getting very close at this stage. Going to the front there. Going to be getting driven backwards here. France in the rolling maul. It's an awkward one, but it's gone to ground now. And at this stage now, if this ball doesn't come out, he hasn't quite been able to get it. It is, that's a hard name to say. Indeed, it is Arabaran, I believe, if I'm not wrong. It's gone through the hands. It's going to be a knock-on advantage. And now for the Wallabies, they are going to have one more chance once again. We've still got 6 minutes left as well in this match, so it could go either way at this stage as well. How much time left, lads, as well, says Victor. At this stage, we are 74 minutes through this game. Going to be a very close finish between these two sides, that is for sure. And we have also got there, stay on side France as well, says Smithy. Yeah, the last thing you want to do, 1 is penalties, 2 is handling errors, of course, in that order, because if you give away a penalty inside of your own half, there is a huge opportunity for the other side to be able to win the game. But at this stage, every moment later in this match counts. Going to be very exciting indeed. And at this stage, Suncorp Stadium looks like a decent night there. I assume it is a little bit warmer than the 2 degrees that it is where I am, but we are currently sitting at 11:41 p.m. here in New Zealand. Handling errors in the second half. France have had 6 and Australia have had 2. By the sounds of it, last 6 at this ground have been won by the Wallabies. As well, cheer, brother. Thanks for the stream as well, says Cuzzy D. No worries, mate. That's going to be a penalty, and it's a penalty for the Wallabies at scrum. And now, all of a sudden, this match is still well and truly on. Darcy Swain fired up. Lachlan Lonergan as well. I believe it was Lachlan Lonergan in the middle there who was able to do nicely. What happens here? I think it is the front rows in the middle end up going down there. It was beautifully done there by Wallabies in the scrum. Sorry, what minute is it in? At the moment, says Paul, we are currently sitting 75 minutes into this one at the stage tonight. The Western Province versus Greek was at 3:45. I actually have completely forgotten about this game. What minute are we in? Says Greg Galway. At this stage, we are sitting at 75 minutes, 40 seconds. Penalties conceded 13 against France in this match. Only the 5 against the Wallabies. That is a big stat in regards of how this match could go. Or was it straight enough from Lachlan Lonergan? Yes, it was. Now it's going to be in the hands of Nazarani, who is driving forward for the Wallabies, currently inside of the 22. Could this be the moment that the Wallabies need to win this game? That's the thing. They need the points on the board. They need at least 3. Now it's going to be Angus Bell, who has had another carry in this one. Is he injured? No, he's not. It is all right now. It's going to be in the hands of Kurambedi. What a defensive line that is from France there. Now it's going to be McDermott, goes back to Rob Valentini. The Wallabies, they need to be patient in this build-up. They can't risk anything. They're just going to keep on going back. It's a drop kick, and it's going to be Noel Lalicio, but he hasn't got it. Was that the right choice in that situation? That would have only given them 2 points in the lead. Noel Lalicio going for that drop kick. Unfortunately, striking it away to the right. Big mistake there, unfortunately, from the Wallabies. Lions versus Sharks tonight at 6 p.m. South African time. Is it at 6 or is it at 7? Do let me know, because I think it got changed from being at 8 back to 7 South African time, but I might be wrong in that regard as well. I'm going to go for the Sharks by 3 as well, says Aiden, and also pray France will win as well, says Coach Chai Fang. And also, hey, Hamish, are you and George still banging away at that dinosaur game? Banging away at that Ark. I was wondering, banging away at that game, but I have worked it out. Yes, we are. We have slowed down a little bit in terms of the uploads, because George has now got his Reacts channel that he is trying to get up and running. So I've actually been given the gaming channel responsibilities It's going to be Daniela Tupou up the middle of the field, still going. The Tongan 4 after the 22. They won't be taking on the drop kick this time. Cross kick from Paisami. It's too far for Callaway. And he wasn't able to get it. And at this stage now, the Wallabies fans can't believe it. They're on the edge of their seats. Andrew Callaway could have been a star there, but Naisarani little offload to the Tongan Thor, Daniela Tupou. He had pace. He ran straight over the top of the number 15, but in the end dragged down by Cameron Walkie. We have got, where is the penalty as well, says Paul. It wasn't actually, or that penalty originally was around 60 metres out or so on DHL Stadium in Cape Town as well, says Tian. And also we have got still time as well, says Archangel. And also we have got UK time. Okay, that makes sense because that would be an hour ahead. Right, I'm starting to get the time zones down, but it is still pretty tough. The Australian fans at the moment, they are looking disappointed. They need to find a way of getting some points on the board, even if it's one they've tried the drop kick and it failed. They tried the cross kick and it failed. Do they just go for the backline movement? If Paisami had thrown that wide ball with the cross kick, maybe could have been that situation. Springboks game is off, says Greg Galway. Is that confirmed, Gregor, or is that just the rumours at this stage? Do let me know. This will be on Wallabies' final 10-minute highlight reel as well, says Archangel. The big question is, Michael Hooper, can he lead a side to a victory? They have won their last 6 or 8 at Suncorp Stadium up against France as well. Yep, says Greg Galway as well. It is at 6 p.m. because of England versus Denmark. Yeah, the champions, or not the Champions Cup, the Euros, actually ended up changing the time, didn't it? Go France lose as well, says Ricky at this stage. Right, at this stage now, it is a line-out throw for France, just outside of their own 22 now. There is huge pressure on Etria, the youngster. He has got to get this one right. He's asking for the call. He can't hear it. Where are they going? Darcy Swain almost able to steal it. It's an awkward one, but it is taken by by Iran. Sorry. That is a hard name to say when you are looking at a game when you're at the 78th minute now. It looks like France are just going to hang on, but the last thing they want is to give away a penalty here. And I feel like maybe kicking it downfield might be the better option. It looks like they are going to be setting up for that. They are rolling it back now. It is going to be kicked on the left boot of the replacement number 9, back to halfway now. Callaway takes it, goes to Tom Baggs. Now he's going to run it back. He is an aggressive ball runner, Tom Baggs, but great low tackle once again by Dante. But at this stage, the Wallabies inside of the half of the French side almost. That's gone out wide to Lachlan Lonergan. Not a lot of support out there, though. But the clean out is good from the Wallabies forwards. Now it's going back into the hands of Darcy Swain. Passes it back to Tamua. Hit hard by Callaway now. Out the back line. Paisami kicking it in behind once again. Going for the kicks. I'm not sure what's going on in terms of those tactics. And now it's going to be France kicking that ball way downfield into touch. That is a brilliant kick. But now Australia have got the line out. Interesting choice from Paisami. I would have thought that maybe they'd look for just that backline movement there. We have also got in there Go France as well. And we have got Australia just need to hold the damn ball, says JT, and get it. Get it, you bloody kangaroos, says AJ. Why is Paisami kicking? I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether it's something that they've been told to do or whether it is just that case of that's how they've decided that they're going to play the last moments, because Paisami's gone for 2 kicks so far in the last few minutes of this game, and neither of them have quite come off. Go France as well, says Go Chai, and also no, we lost as well, says Archangel. We've still got a minute left for me, so maybe it has changed though. That is going to be taken nicely by Swain. Goes to McDermott now. Maxim Moore goes back to Naisarani driving forward, but no one's able to get there. And it's going to be the penalty to France. Now, that was unfortunate for the Wallabies. Matt Tamua trying to get the clean out, but it was the player on the ground for France that made him leapfrog him, which then ended up in that situation of the penalty not releasing the ball. As you can see there, the tackle, it was the captain. In the end, it was Geelong who actually ended up in the position of lying on the ground. So Tamua had to leapfrog him, and then from there, too quick Dante in there. And he was able to get it, give the ball to Brandon as well. Says JT, and also it's over. Says me do that as well. Stop kicking it, run it hard and straight, says Carl. And also Harry Wilson, drop goal for the win as well, says Big Dog. And that's the thing. There is one final line out in this match now. Is it going to be the final moment of the game for France to hang on to the win, or is it going to be the Wallabies who are going to be able to get this one? It is going to be now the throw from Etria. Who are they going to? That's the big question. The Wallabies need to steal this one in the breakdown or in the line out, or they almost did. It's gone back. It's bouncing awkwardly. They're trying to kick it into touch. It's going to be Tate McDermott who takes the ball, and he's only 15 metres out. Somehow Australia have been able to get this one. Daniela Tupou now getting driven sideways. That's going to be almost a penalty for the player not rolling away. No, it's not. He had nowhere to go. There's Geelong. And they have been told to use the ball. Nice. Irani now 10 metres out at the moment for the Wallabies. Over the top, not able to get that ball with France. My heart is pounding. I don't know what is going to happen in the final moments of this game. Angus Bell now putting the ball back. Can the Wallabies hang on? Or can France hang on, I should say. Can the Wallabies get the win? It's going to be 5 phases now. Daniela Tupou staying on the feet, but he has been taken down now. If they try a cross kick again, I swear that would not be what we want to see here. But at this stage, even if they get a penalty, they might be able to win this game. Valentini now driving forward, the ball back between his legs. It's going to be Lachlan Lonergan, who is going to be passing it back by the looks of it. No, he is going to be running it himself, going to ground there. And now at this stage, they've got the penalty advantage. They can throw everything at this here, the Wallabies. And I don't know whether they realise they've got it at this stage. Surely they do now. The Wallabies, it's going to be Hunter by Sami running onto the ball there. And at this stage, the Wallabies have still got the ball. They've got possibly an easy 3 opportunity, but they're going around the side. Once again, they want to score the try here, the Wallabies, and can they do it? I said that the chat is going extremely quick at the moment. I will try my best to read it as soon as we get the chance. But at this stage, 82 minutes into this game, and the Wallabies have the advantage. Darcy Swain driving forward. They are still going around 12 phases now for the Wallabies. And all they have to do is get that ball over the line. Michael Hooper with a little bit of a sell of the dummy and go. They are 2 metres short now. McDermott goes to Rob Valentini. Getting tackled. Another advantage straight out in front. Tate McDermott. Only a metre from the line now for the Wallabies. The ball's not coming out. It's going to be an easy 3-pointer, but they want the 7 here. It's going to be now Marika Korompeti sells the dummy. Does a forward roll there. Marika Korompeti trying to get over the line. Who is going to be able to get over the line here? France at the moment, they have got many men between the goalposts at this stage. Will they try a backline movement here, the Wallabies? Or do they keep at it? They're up to 18 phases. Another advantage at this stage. Lachlan Lonergan, who can put the final nail in the coffin of France here? They're going back. They're going for the drop kick. Noel Alicio kicks it. It's charged down. But now it is going to be the penalty opportunity. Why are they going for the drop kick? That's not what you should have been doing there, mate. You got to go for the 3 points, or at least, no, sorry, not the 3 points. You got to go out wide. And it's one of those ones that now Noel Alicio, he's just been nailed in the hit, in the drop goal. He wasn't far enough back in the pocket, didn't give himself much time at all. And then from there, it ended up in the situation like France had about 10 men between the goalposts. If that back line went out to Callaway, could have been try time out on the wing, but now Noel Alicio, he's got the kick straight out in front. All he has to do is not completely shank this one. Oh, he was about to take it, but it is time off now, and they aren't allowed to charge it. Noel Alicio kicks it down the middle, and that is the win for the Wallabies. What an end to this match between these two sides. Gutting for France, but what a win for the Wallabies. They're somehow able to dig deep in those final moments of the game. And it's a try, and it is a win for the Wallabies. They have impressed the crowd at Suncorp there. The comeback victory for the first time in this match. They are in the lead, and that is quite incredible indeed. There we are. It's got that's the last time I'm voting for them, never supporting the Wallabies again. That's what says Paulie B. And also told you they can't hold the ball as well, says JT. And also we have got mate, says Carl. We got to be honest. Neither team deserved the win. Oh, well, let's go Wallabies as well, says Archangel. New Zealand would have put 70 on those fellas, says Billy Toilet. Sheesh, about time, says JT. And also, damn DG, guys. Let's go, says East Moa. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly as well. But 23-21 for the Wallabies to get the win. Tell you what, that's woken me up. And now we have got the next game's going to be the Sharks versus British and Irish Lions. That's going to be a very early morning start as well for us here in New Zealand. I am quickly going to be getting something ready as well. It's a little bit of a surprise for you guys, but I will hopefully be able to get that up. Up the Wallabies, says Nangula as well. Yeah, what a win for the Wallabies there. Boom, says Maxi. What was your score prediction, Maxi? It was, tell you what, it wasn't a mile off that. I might have to go back and have a quickly look to see if it goes back far enough to be able to see. No, it's not going to tell me. I think it was somewhere close to that, but you said the Wallabies would win it, and that is exactly what they did. Well, says Wicked Knight. Yeah, what a finish to this match between these two sides. I've also got there, can't watch it for 3. Got mad if I do as well, says Morcake. That is no worries, mate. It is all right. You hear me, Aussies. That's what says David Wait, is it a game over? It is indeed. I will quickly add full time to the scoreboard as well. Said that the bench was possibly where the Wallabies did have that little bit of an advantage In the end, they just fought hard. That was about 19 or 20 phases in a row for the Wallabies there, just trying to drive over the line, not quite able to get there, almost, but not quite. But then from there, Noah Lolesio went for the drop kick, didn't get it, but then it was in the end the penalty straight out in front. We haven't got, well, great, thanks. See you later for the Sharks game, says Gillian as well. And I do thank you very much for tuning in. That's so sad to see. It was an unexperienced side versus not a so experienced France squad. It was an experienced Wallaby side versus a not so experienced France side. And they almost lost to France. Australian rugby is horrible, says Big Dog. And it's one of those ones I'll probably take these couple games to really get used to kind of the playing style of the French side. So I feel like the second and third ones, it will either benefit them more and they might be able to get a bit more of a lead going. Because that's the thing, they were around 15-0 down, I believe, in this match. So to be able to make it back to being able to steal the win at the very end, I feel like they are talking to Michael Hooper. He's extremely relieved at the moment. Some fellas predicted 23-20 as well, says Smithy Toilet. So they were extremely close as well. We have Oscar, I think, 28-21. But you did say the Wallabies would win it, which is, I guess, the big one in this match as well. Australia hard to beat. They play the full 80 as well, says Tesla, and what a finish. Congratulations, Wallabies, says Clayton. And also, Morco Cat said it was at Suncorp Stadium. Weird stuff happens there, yeah. Seems to just be a thing that happens at Suncorp Stadium. It's exciting to watch, of course, but you always got to feel for that side that always right at the end, like this young French side, like it's one of those ones that they were so close to being able to get that win, but then they just weren't quite able to get over the line in the end. They are saying that they love playing at Suncorp Stadium. You can understand why when they are able to get that win right at the end of the match as well. We have got 25-21 as well, and plenty corrupt decisions made by the referee. France was cheated as well, says Henny Pin. And that's the thing, France ended up giving away about 16 penalties in this match. So it's one of those ones that discipline, like some of them, I don't know if all of them, like it's one of those hard ones to judge when I am commentating the game. But if there were ones that were the wrong penalties, it's one of those ones that you got to limit the amount of times that they get penalised as well. In terms of that, like offside, I think Dante was penalised about 4 times for being offside, which is one thing you just can't really afford when you know that it's going to be a close game like this. We have got, what a game too good. Oh, yeah, says Sedavini as well. And we have got France A team would defeat them comfortably, says Militula as well. And we have got, thanks for the awesome commentating, bro. I'd watch the game, turn down the sound and just listen to you as well, says JT. Thank you very much, mate. And BK having a chat, bro, as well, says Jojo Rabbit. And yeah, we have got something planned for a post-match review. So anyone who hasn't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because we are going to be back in only around maybe 5 to 10 minutes for a post-match review where we will review all of the kind of factors that happened in this match with how the result went. But yeah, nonetheless, that is going to be the end of this live stream. I do thank you all very much for tuning in. And I will, anyone who has put stuff in the chat, I will be reading right after the live stream as well. But I do thank you all very much for being here. I will quickly try and set up the post-match review. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. And I will see you all in the next one.